All right. Everybody ready? Let's go. Let's go. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vexus, the lurking legend. Y'all can just call me Vex. Let me get a sound check real quick from the crew. Sound off. How y'all doing tonight?
Un, deux, trois, we are here.
Here.
Yo.
Yo, good to be here. Check.
Hell yeah. Yeah, all right. Seems to be working. Seems to be good. They can hear you. What's up, chat? Thank you so much once again for just tuning in, for joining us for yet another fantastic session of Group 2 of the One Piece D&D Scarlet Pirates adventure. Shout out to TLA. Shout out to all of the homies linked in the description if you want to see all of the other One Piece D&D groups and support all of the homies. Much love to all of the individuals in the description. Check out all of that for all of those goodies. I see the Will of Dreams in the chat. I see Who Man. Shout out to Group 3. I see Straw Hat Lucas. Shout out to Group 14. I see SSJ8 Cody. Shout out to Cody 8. Angels Rooms. Goats. Love you all. Thank you so much. Make sure you like these stream. Thank you all for being here. Seriously, we appreciate it. I posted a community post on my YouTube earlier, like end of the week or late last week or whatever, talking about maybe a recap session of some of the cover stories and some of the World Economic News events and things like that for anybody who might have forgotten, because it's been quite a crazy year. You know, but again, major shout outs to holding it down for 1 year straight. It's been insane. And we've gone over that a bit, but I did also add up the hours and stuff like that, and not accounting for the void sessions. We have apparently across my platform here on YouTube and also on the Last Arcs YouTube channel, about 28 more minutes into things, we are going to have 100 straight hours of content of Group 2 straight soloing for all of you lovely individuals. So that is huge, major accomplishment.
28 minutes?
In about 28 minutes, yeah, we will have hit about 100 hours approximately of Group 2 content on YouTube.
Dude, that just blew my mind. Thank you guys for joining us for
Insane,
that. Like,
right?
Not even a half hour. I thought, okay, I'm feeling even better now.
Yeah. So that's huge. Shout out to all of you guys who have been here since the beginning, to everybody who's tuning in now, and shout out to those of you who are catching up. I know of a few who have been leaving some love on some of the older content and whatnot. Can't wait for y'all to catch up and be here live with us. And you know, major shout outs to you whenever you do get to watch this episode, this VOD. When it, but yeah, it's crazy. It's so surreal thinking about that. I've had other campaigns that have gone on for over a year and stuff like that in the past, but they ended up going bi-weekly, and you know, we did have a few hiccups along the way. And but I think this is probably the most consistent and long-running campaign I've had, or it's close. It's I had one other that was about a year and a half, but it was bi-weekly for a very long time. So just huge shout out to the group, to the fans, much love all around. What a crazy accomplishment, and we're super happy about that. You can check out the playlist on my channel if you wanted to catch up on any of that old stuff, but I do want to do like a recap stream just to kind of commemorate 100 hours, you know, and here's to 100 more and more after that. So crazy. But I had to give a major shout out to the gang, you know, for that. Join Vex's server, like link in the description. Vex's Lurking Legends on my Discord server. It's not quite popping yet, but once I get more content going, more One Piece D&D focused stuff, I've got a lot in the works. But just life's been kind of hitting me hard lately. I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on that. I'm also going to be upping the quality of these streams a bit in the near future, so be on the lookout for that as well. That's enough from me. Let's go ahead and start hearing it from our players once again. I just had to shout you guys out. That's crazy. We've got one of the homies who's been here since day one. Was one of the first characters introduced back in the Void sessions. We have the W Helmsman himself. We have Davos, played by Tori Mori. How you doing tonight, Brennan?
Dude, I was doing fantastic, and now I'm doing a little bit nostalgic as well. I'm thinking of that Davy Back session that kicked us off. I honestly think about that one a lot, even still after all of the super insane stuff we've done since, like stuff that eclipses that. I still think of that Davy Back fight where we gathered some even NPC friends that are now like so much grander than what they were then. This has been just such an awesome campaign, man. Like, thank you for putting it together week after week for us, and just doing all this work. It's been a real pleasure, and thank you guys to the chat for joining us today. I know I just sent that in as well. Thank you to all my fellow Scarlet Pirates. I was praising us in our little group chat, even separately from this achievement earlier. But yeah, definitely feeling the love, and it's just 100 hours is crazy. That's awesome. It's
Yeah.
this ride, and I'm so glad to see it continue.
Hell yeah. I can't wait for group 14 to also hit 100 hours, you know, down the line. So if you are interested in Mikey's group that he is DM for, they get together monthly on Thursdays. You check out the link in the description for Straw Hat Lucas's channel, where those are streamed. And if they're not able to do a live stream, the VODs are posted there. But yeah, much love to Torimori. Wonderful addition to the TLA community, and just a goated player, and a great DM as well. Go check it out if you haven't already. Next up, we have, speaking of the TLA community, we got the frontline combatant of the last arc himself. We have our brother in arms, NoChill Dill, playing the first mate of the crew, NoChill Dill. No relation. How you doing tonight, brother?
Yo, how's everyone in the chat doing tonight? Lovely to see y'all all popping off as always. Again, I can't help but reiterate everything that's been said so far. It's shocking that we're at 100 hours, and it's all thanks to the man who created this world that we all could play in.
Oda. Yep.
And you.
Sorry. Yeah, Dill was not one of the very first. He came in. Your intro is actually in the Void Centuries, in the Void Sessions, unfortunately. But so as far as anybody watching my content would know, you were a day one, but you actually joined a little bit later than Davos, Lord Azrael, and Scarlet, right? But yeah, it's crazy that,
but
you know, the whole time. Yeah. The whole time you've been on, though, it's been at least over 100 hours. Because you were still there for the whole Shivers fight and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's crazy. And we're glad to have you, brother. Next up, we have the Shipwright, who was responsible for fixing the rudder in the middle of a ancient Neptunian fight in a gigantic centuries-old whirlpool. We have... That's what an accomplishment right there. We have our Bang D Boom, played by the wonderful Partypete, the newest addition to the crew as far as players go. How are you doing, brother?
You know, living the dream as always. Don't forget, not only a master shipwright, but a master marksman as well. Balincc and Neptunian. You know, TLA deemed #1 shipwright, just to make sure we get the titles correct. Bountyless though I may be.
Oh, for now.
still out here doing something. So you know, glad to be here. You know, I probably haven't quite been here for 100 hours, but you know, glad to be here when y'all hit the mark.
You are right under 100 hours because you were introduced in the first episode that was on my channel. There's only one session that was over on TLA's channel, link in the description, of the Void sessions, and so that does count in. So we're not quite at 100 hours of Scarlet Pirate content on my channel alone, but you've been here for everything on my channel.
Right.
So like you're almost at it.
Fashionably late. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be fashionably late. Don't even
But
worry
yeah,
about it. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, it's been
huge.
been a great ride so far. So happy to keep going.
Hell yeah. Also, real quick, shout out to the navigator of the last arc 3-day trip in the chat. Was good. We love you, 3-day. Thank you for tuning in. And then Lord Azrael is actually not going to be joining us. Ragnar is dealing with some power outages, but he asked for us to go ahead and continue without him for tonight. He hopefully that all gets figured out and he does join us at some point. But major shout out to Ragnar, aka Lord Vegeta, aka the Gate Guardian, aka Ragnelius, aka Ragnesi, aka Lord Azrael, aka Lord Abyss, you know, just a man by many names and many arms. And huge shout out to him finally returning to the crew after the Ragnar retrieval arc. It's been crazy. He has also been day one, along with Davos, one of the first characters introduced. Major love for him and all of his other D&D efforts. He's in so many groups, like double-digit groups, I think, at this point in time. If you guys want to catch more of his antics, you can absolutely catch him on so many of the D&D groups listed in the description, including Mikey's Men, group 14. But that brings us to last, but certainly not least, we have the future Queen of the Pirates, the first addition to the crew, the formation of the crew, if you would. There would not be the Scarlet Pirates without the captain herself. We have red hair Scarlet, Captain Scarlet, the future Queen of the Pirates, played by Balincc.
Yo, am I good?
Yeah. What's up?
Perfect.
Bro, man, it's been a journey, man. If you asked me a year ago, would I be sitting here? I think so. Absolutely not. Never would I thought I would still be in Group 2 playing D&D so long and having fun, brother. In character and out of character, bro. It's crazy. I'm in so many campaigns, man, just cause I joined Group 2. I just want to say thank you, Vex. Thank you, TLA, man, and all my crew members and friends in this joint to be making this shit fun every session. I appreciate that shit.
Yeah, it's been a journey. It all started with a Davy back fight and like a rap battle, and like you like schooled this dude who had a saxophone for an arm, and the crew was formed and you started picking up people along the way. Unfortunately, the whole Calvaria arc is not on YouTube. But we're gonna we've done a recap session before. We're gonna be in the near future be doing another recap bit. So stay tuned for that, you guys. I'll do another community post about it. But yeah, it has been such a crazy 100 hours, just over a year, like a year and a month or so at this point. It's just been insane. Again, huge shout out to everybody in the chat. We love you. It's enough sentimental, rambling on and whatnot. We'll go ahead and get started with the recap. Boy, do we have a lot to recap as well. So I hope you're not sick of my voice yet. But last session was insane. I cannot even begin to describe in such a short amount of time the crazy events that happened as we saw the Scarlet Pirates minus Harry and minus Captain Scarlet continue to battle the Gyre Worm, a centuries-old Neptunian on top of the Tourbillon, a multiple-mile-wide, ridiculous whirlpool that extended at the bottom of the ocean, where Scarlet and Harry swam down into those depths, along with Holly, a salvager, in search of ancient treasures and whatnot. Holly and Scarlet and Harry were sucked down into a subterranean, self-contained bubble ocean where they spoke to who is now to be referred to as Luminous B, a continent-sized being sealed beneath the tectonic plates below, emitting the brightest light, and had a telepathic bond with Ragnar exhausting much of Ragnar's energy for a while. And yeah, Scarlet talked with basically an old one. That was crazy. I don't know how else to describe it. Just go check the VOD if you haven't seen all that. It was crazy. As Angel likes to say in the chat, the moment that we all knew Scarlet's the MC of the verse. But no, it was absolutely insane. It was wild. It was crazy. Tons of lore piece. It was insane. Then we've got meanwhile up at around sea level, the crew with their rudder broken in the middle of a maelstrom, fighting a just absolutely gargantuan ancient aquatic behemoth that had electromagnetic and electric powers. And it seemed that all hope was lost, but through crazy good repair checks and just a W as helmsman and a lot of damage peppering into this beast, they had overcame not only the gyro worm itself but also the currents of the tourbillon and freed themselves from those looming threats. Not knowing where their captain was, they then circled around until they were able to get back into communication with Ragnar and in turn Scarlet and Harry and Holly, who had surfaced on Red Rock. Truly crazy, insane, and I didn't even leave off on a cliffhanger for like the first time in like 20 sessions. I think it was just like a happy ending. It was just fine. There was no like looming like dread or threats or anything like that. It was just good times, good vibes.
We don't have to worry about that. We can just keep it rolling with the good happy times.
No.
You know?
But see, I had 2 cliffhangers planned, so we're gonna hit you with those right now, guys. So what you guys had done was defeated the gyro worm, and it had sunk down into the depths below, and you would see that as it sunk down moments behind you while you're pulling up on Red Rock and seeing your crew, your captain and Harry and Holly waving on the shore of the Red Rock as you guys kind of like pull up and get ready to like let them board, or if you're disembarking and hanging out on Red Rock, who knows, we'll get to that in a bit. But as you're pulling up behind you, you would notice the centuries old, miles wide maelstrom of the tourbillon dissipates.
Wait, what? Wait. Ain't no way, bro. It stops?
Yep.
That would appear.
Of course, now
so.
it stops.
What, are you serious?
So yeah, that's crazy.
If I could, I would punch the sea.
Bruh.
Dill has defeated a sandstorm and now a whirlpool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. But that is not the full gravity of the situation, as you also all of you above deck, I would assume at this point, as cannons don't need to really be ready to named, you would all be helping with the W helmsman to, you know, tend to the rigging and trim the sails and whatnot. You guys would hear one lone coo at the very front of the ship. And
bang, grab it.
There is sitting atop the swivel gun, one perched news coup with its little hat and its little like vest thingy, like its little harness situation, and it is holding a World Economic newspaper. That it is alone. There is not another bird in sight. With the highest passive perceptions, which I believe is Scarlet, Bang, and Davos.
Mine's 15. Sorry, I'm back. I got it.
No, you're good, bro.
Question, Vex. Did you say we reunited yet, or this is before we reunited?
This is like as you guys are reuniting, like you would notice this happening. Yeah. So like as you hop on the ship, you just hear like this cool, and like that's like maybe the first thing you see is that at the very front of the ship, just perched on top of the little swivel gun, is one lone news coup. And it is
the news coup.
As you approach it, it drops the newspaper in its mouth and flies away before you can get within 30 feet of it.
No, come back. Scarlet gonna drop her these news.
Just pick up the paper, Scarlet. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
I don't care about the paper. I'm gonna give the paper to Dill. I don't give a fuck about the paper. I want the news coup.
It does drop a few feathers if you wanted to maybe like pick something up to remember it by Scarlet. But yeah, it is doesn't seem docile enough for you to go and approach it and pet it, unfortunately, Scarlet.
Dill will start reading through the paper, I guess.
All right.
All right, first mate. What horrors await us in the news today?
The
Well,
headlines
Bang got his bounty he wanted.
The headlines read as follows. October 6th, big news! The Marines search for the legacy of the Pirate King, and a kingdom offers 2 billion berries to any doctor who can crack the case. Folks, the world government is certainly out to make an example of Roger, something they were hoping to do at his execution. His final words still echo across the seas, causing many to set sail in search for the world's greatest treasure. But where are the rest of the Roger pirates? They seem to have taken great care into going into hiding, as of right now. But while searching for them, the Marines got a tip that the late king of the pirates was last seen with a lady in the South Blue, not too long before his capture. Needless to say, Marine presence has increased drastically in the South. The world government has also arrested a world-famous galley law shipwright who has confessed to being responsible for building the Otto Jackson for the late Pirate King. His trial will begin shortly. Be sure to check back with us, as we will have extensive coverage once it is underway. Folks, it is not a good time to have had anything to do with Roger. But will this scare the many rookies that have set sail already in search for the One Piece, or deter those whose journeys have yet to begin? In other news, the Napoli royal family in Flevance has issued a tremendous reward to any doctor who can solve a mystery of a disease that has been on the rise in the White City. Many of the world's most renowned medical minds have either already failed to present any notable findings, outright refused to take any interest, or are perhaps on their way to the north at this very moment. Who will claim the 2 billion berry reward and perhaps even be remembered as one of the greatest doctors alive today? You can bet we will keep you informed as more on this unfolds. Until next time, folks. There are no bounty updates.
Bro, Scarlet has her jaw to the floor. She can't believe. Yo, you trying to tell me if I find the when I find the One Piece, you guys are gonna go get search for? They're gonna take the Queen's Gambit? No, that can't happen.
Bang Boom is just wondering which galley law shipwright was arrested.
It's a galley law.
You can give me a history, Bang Boom.
History.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
Azrael.
Absolutely. Bang Boom, you are absolutely gonna know for a fact exactly who created the Otto Jackson.
Okay.
This is Tom, the legendary shipwright.
They arrested Tom?
Who the fuck? Oh, who's Tom?
You know who that is?
He's a pretty nice guy. I can't really believe he's been arrested just for making a ship. How ridiculous.
Wait. You know the guy who made Roger's ship?
Well, yeah. All the best shipwrights come from Water 7.
immediate
wait.
stars in Davos's eyes. He is like, his hands are clasped, and he's like, oh
Wait, so
my
did you
god.
meet the Pirate King? Did you meet the Pirate King being? Please tell me you met the Pirate King.
No. What do you mean? I just know who he is. Not the pirate.
No.
I know who Tom is. Like what?
I mean,
Think about it.
apparently, if he gets arrested for making his ship, he might be on the level of the Pirate King.
Hey, I know Tom for a lot of things, but I don't know about being a pirate and all that, man.
Hey
I
man,
mean-
I'm thinking about y'all guys. What's going to happen when we find the One Piece? We might have to go and. Dang, I don't know. Her head starts racing. Dang, man. When I get the One Piece, I might have to become a ninja. I might have to start hiding and become invisible. Jeez.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. If we find the One Piece, I'm sure we'll be able to handle whatever comes our way. Roger seemed like he was in a pretty good mood, right?
It does give me a little excited that the journey doesn't stop there at the One Piece. Still on the run.
Right, but imagine what could put you in such a good mood. You're smiling when you're at your execution.
Nah, man, I don't know about that one. Roger may got me on that. I'd have been balling.
I guess we'll know when we get there.
There's execution? Didn't it already happen?
No, I meant the One Piece.
Oh, no, they're not catching me. Oh, absolutely not.
Right. Roger's biggest problem probably, he didn't have me,
He didn't have you. He didn't have Dill, Lord Azrael. Definitely didn't have a W Helmsman like Davos or a couple
That's
nomads.
true.
He had none of this.
Right. He
Oh,
just
yeah, we got
generally
this
understood.
bad. Shit, while we talking, Vase, am I able to see our surroundings where our ship is, like on the Red Rock?
Any new
Anything
bounties
around
in that news, Coop? Any bounty information?
I hold open the paper and shake it as no bounties fall out.
So Balincc, you're the captain. Are you guys like kind of just like parking here? Like, are you guys just taking a chill pill at Red Rock, or are y'all just kind of scooping and leaving? Like, what's kind of the situation as you reunite with the crew?
All right, well, I want to take this time that we are just sitting here to talk about what just happened as a crew, and maybe the way we talk about what just happened, we could come up a solution of what we want to do after. That's what she's probably going to tell everybody. Actually, she is going to tell everybody that. Everybody, we need to talk about Luminous B and the legend.
Who?
Oh man, I'm gonna call Harry. I'm gonna call Harry and tell him to come sit down and hear the story.
Yes, Captain. And he's just like he's kind of like rubbing sand out of his eye and like stuff like that. And Holly is just like she just plops the bag down near Bang D Boom, and she's just gonna be like she's like breathing heavily still because she actually took in some some serious like fumes from like wherever y'all were just then, and she's just like, I don't know what the hell just went down, but we got to talk about this stuff for sure. And she like pours the contents like slightly out of the bag of holding Pete or Bang D Boom, and there's just like a flood of this like jelly like substance.
Yes,
Yeah,
Brother-
what'd you call that thing earlier that she had like a jeweler's loop? I'm gonna just materialize, hopefully if I can have the room, materialize a jeweler's loop and just start looking at it.
Yeah. Dill, make a constitution save.
Let's go.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're weak as fuck in the presence of this right now. Like nearly fall to the floor. Vibes.
No, I'm gonna say he does fall to the floor
Okay, let's go. I like it. He leans in.
because that's
Seems like Dill's
technically
ready
me
for the
rolling a
story.
0 on the dice now.
Hey man, I guess Dill's ready for the story. Everybody gather around. I'm gonna tell you the tale of the Luminous B
And that jelly stuff in the bag.
Yeah, I'm still heavily inspecting this jelly stuff, but also listening to what Scarlet was saying.
All right. So as you know, we went down in the turbulence, and it was dark. And then it darker. You wouldn't believe dark gets darker, but it got darker. And how do I want to say this? The remains of our whole glass house incident. No, not the glass house incident. The guy who ran the glass house. Yeah, he had little big shards of glass down there. It was tough, man. I was ducking, I was dodging, and I was also swimming like a god. You wouldn't believe it. They had to talk about me in the heavens, but that's besides the point. You get down there, and you wouldn't believe it. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's unbelievable. The terrain is like, it's barely identifiable, and it's like fish and creatures everywhere. And this jelly stuff is everywhere. And bro, it was so weird. You wouldn't believe it. And Holly almost died and whatnot. But Luminous B contacted us. The greatest, what is that, Sea King? He's like a god Sea King. And apparently he was supposed to be like one of the Sea Kings to keep peace back then. Even though some things went down, he got sealed down here. And it was terrible at first. It was horrible. But then him and his creatures came to love that space and treasure it. And so he's remaining to stay down there. But it's almost like in an ocean separated from our ocean. I don't know how.
Well, is there treasure down there?
All kinds. That's where we got all this from.
Right, but
And you
this,
lost me at
as,
jelly.
as far as I can see, this is some weird jelly substance, which I will take a look at further. But what about like tangible treasure?
Bang. There was diamond. Like there was so much diamond. You couldn't even do anything. Couldn't put a dent in it. There was no way we could bring it back up here. We
Bangy
tried.
Boom is just salivating, just like imagining building like a diamond tip drill to break through.
Yeah, Holly kind of like
super hard surface that he's talking about.
Holly kind of like leans over and puts like an elbow on your shoulder and like just like puts her like waves her arm in front of you, and she's like, picture it now, as far as you could see, just gleaming, just an ocean of diamond, and inside of it, gold dust and precious gems, as far as the eye can see, in every direction, pretty much. And she's just like she literally has berry symbols for eyes, and she's just like, but yeah, there was no way we were getting that all up here.
Bangy Boom is salivating. It's like, well, Captain, I got this new cannon. You know, we could go give it another shot. You know, what's diamond to to the right tool?
It's not even so much about the substance. It's about getting to it. I don't even think I want to go through that again, let alone bring my crew with me. Bang. I understand. You probably, damn man, you probably should have came, man. You probably would have made it. Oh man.
Well, hey, if we ever get a chance to go back, you better believe I'll have something ready for it.
Yo, let me get into the good. The Luminous B. You all probably like, who, what is that? So apparently, he's so big that like when it's like it was like a cluster of mountains under our feet. That was him moving, and I seen him moving. I'm like, yo, what is going on? And he looked at me. I'm like, bro, he was probably like at least 5 times bigger than what we seen above in the turbulence. And it might even be his son or his cousin or his brother or something. I don't know. Kept calling him Ken. Still don't know what a Ken is. Goddamn Ken. But yeah, I named him Luminous B. So whenever somebody else meets him, you know, you can have a nice name. I think his name was Krotos.
You have a great naming sense, Captain.
Kota. It was Kota. His name was Kota.
Truly admirable.
Thank you, man. But yeah, we got all of this good jelly stuff. Apparently, Holly thinks it's pretty good.
What does this jelly stuff do, Holly? Can you explain this a little more?
And Holly's just kind of looking at Scarlet, and she's just like, I don't know what she's going on about. And Harry's like kind of scratching his head, confused too. He's just like, Luminous, is that you were kind of like, you and Ragnar were just having like this crazy staring competition. I thought you were honestly like I thought your breather wasn't working, and you were just kind of like taking in fumes like Holly was for a minute there. And Holly's just like, what? Yeah, you said a mountain talked to you?
Wait. Hold on. She's going like pair her arms up all frantically. Were you trying to tell me you didn't see me talking to Luminous B? To Ragnar then?
You were like yelling at Ragnar then, but like man, I don't know. Shit got weird down there. and Harry just shrugs. Wait. Holly's just like, I honestly don't remember anything but diamonds, ruby, sapphire, gold, emerald, diamonds.
I'm gonna just like snap, like, hey, come back. Ooh. What does the jelly do? You filled my bag with this. What is it?
Oh yeah, I can breathe in it because it was like toxic down there. Like you did not want to like breathe any of this, and I can breathe underwater and above air. I could not breathe down there. But this jelly, it's like so it's like it's like, I don't know, like condensed like water, or like, I don't know, it reminds me of the sea. Yeah, it's really cool. And she's just like, I figured that, I've never seen anything like this, and I've been all around the oceans of this world.
This might be perfect for my idea. Vex, in terms of one of the mastercraft items that I can make, the ventilating lungs, I was thinking of trying to make it in a way to kind of where it's like a oxygen tank, where instead of like, having pressurized oxygen, I use some of this gel as like a filter to hold the water, with a pump that actuates based on the rising and following pressure to pump out the water and only filter through the oxygen, basically.
Yeah. You'd have to figure out a way to get the water out of whatever this substance is. But that'd be something.
That's the idea. So like I would have maybe a little hose or something like that pumps the water back out into the ocean or whatever, as only the oxygen filters through. But I don't have all the components for that right now. I was just saying the description of this gave me the idea for that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you can actually give me it's gonna say Arcana on your sheet, but you can give me an engineering check right now. I'll give you advantage because Holly is also like, she's an appraiser, and she's somebody who's very familiar with the ocean and things like that. So she like as far as an insight, Davos, absolutely. You can go ahead and roll an insight as well. You can, wow. I was gonna say, Davos, you can roll with advantage, as Harry is gonna try to like explain to you whatever you might be confused about. Crit on engineering is
crit.
Yeah, that is insane.
Two different sides of the same coin.
Yeah. So we'll start with the engineering check in a moment, and then we'll get to. We're actually going to do your insight right now, Davos. You said you were trying to understand Harry's comment about what now?
His comment just kind of stood out to me, so I wanted to run an insight to see what I could. What Davos might be feeling in his gut from Harry's, not just his words, but his facial expression and body language.
Yeah, Harry's just kind of confused and also amazed, like astounded, flabbergasted, awestruck. He doesn't know how the things that he just saw make sense or could be real, but they were. He's accepting of what Scarlet is saying, but also just that's not how I remember it. Maybe I was under a spell or something. So he's just kind of shrugging it off. There's not much more that you can read into off of a 10 from anything about what he's got going on right now. Scarlet, what are your immediate thoughts? We'll get to the engineering check in just a moment. What are your immediate thoughts, though, as Holly and Harry just kind of like don't even recognize the whole luminous bee side of things and don't know what's going on with that, and they just immediately, Harry just shrugs it off, and then Holly just starts going on about this jelly. What's going through your mind, Scarlet?
Pretty sure. I just had the whole conversation with Sea King, and we were very verbal. I'm pretty sure. Talking about I was talking to myself. I wasn't talking to myself. Yeah, Ragnar done said it. He said it in the ocean. He said it on the way down there, and he said it. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta talk to Azrael, Lord Azrael. I don't know what is going on, man.
Lord Azrael and Ragnar are just enjoying a brisk swim, just in the waters nearby. They're reunited finally, and there was a moment of existential dread where Lord Azrael actually contemplated going back down in the tourbillon for Ragnar and you, of course, but which he did not want to do, but he would have done it if he didn't hear from you guys when he did. So they're just swimming around, enjoying them, like just happiness, just being together again as friends. So they're not on the ship right now. But Dalt kind of like approaches you, and she kind of like seems a little bit like concerned, and she's just like, "Hey, Scarlet, can I talk to you over here for a bit?" And she just like walks you off to the side if you'll follow her. Meanwhile, Dill, maybe another Constitution save, please.
I just stepped away for a second. Did you talk about the engineering stuff?
Not yet. I was about to get to it. So Dill, you are successfully crawling away from this now after being plummeted to the deck of the ship and knocked prone, and like you do get about a good 15-foot gap in between you and the bag of holding and the bits of gel that like Holly had shown, that Holly and Bang D Boom were analyzing right now. And once you get about 15 feet away from it, you start to, the pallor about you dissipates. You start to get your strength back, and you can breathe easier, and it's almost like something inside of you whispers to you and tells you that you need to stay away from that.
Hey guys, that's water.
I mean, oh, okay.
It looks like jelly. It moves slow. It's water.
Hey, man. I mean, we figured it had something to do with water, but you don't look too good, so maybe you just hang out over there.
I firsthand realized that it is water.
So as you investigate it further, Bang D Boom, you're actually noticing that there are granules, and there seems to be like a structure, non-crystalline, but like some sort of like inner framework of like what's going on here. It's not rigid, and it's very malleable and whatnot, but this actually seems to be like some super saturated material that you feel like if you were to be able to dry it out and somehow get the seawater out of it and whatnot, this might be a very, very useful multi-applicative type of like kind of like a component part to so many potential inventions and contraptions and things that honestly you were told for a lot of your life were impossible. This is blowing your mind like fireworks going off behind your eyes right now. It is, there's so many different ideas that are flowing into your head as to how you might be able to dry this out and get the water out of it, and what you might be able to use it for in its current form as well as in its dried form. Noticing that this is not liquid and it is only gelatinous in its current state, but seeing it at different temperatures, at different pressures and things like that, like the possibilities they seem endless in your mind right now. And it's in this moment you've been told that like you can't do this, you can't do that, you're not supposed to do this for a large chunk of your life, and your creativity was not something that was fully fostered in a lot of your early inventions. And you are seeing this as a whole new world of opportunities. And it's in times like this that you're reminded that this world is truly phenomenal and that anything can happen. This is the evidence of that right now, that, you know, maybe other people through your upbringing had tried to stifle that kind of like thinking and limit your creativity and put you in a box. This is just a true moment of inspiration. In fact, I will give you inspiration right now on that crit as well, so you can hold on to that.
Hell yeah.
Wild. And the words that Dill said even kind of resonate with you. He said, that's water. You know that it's not water, but water is a part of the equation here as it currently stands, but this is something far greater than that. And this is something that is able to harness the ocean and potentially so many other things. So I mean, we'll be in our DMs and like we'll figure out like how you're trying to get all of these inventions done, but you realize that obviously right now you don't have quite the facilities for that, you know.
Right.
It'll take a little bit more time and experimentation, but you do also know exactly how much this bag of holding can store. You've got plenty to work with. And in that moment, Holly is just gonna be like, hey, whoa, I see that look on your face. Now hold on, let's get down to brass tacks. 40%. You remember what our deal was?
Was the deal 60-40? I to be honest, Bex, I really don't remember. It was so long ago.
It was 70-30, remember?
Right, if I recall.
No, Dill was trying to get it to be 70-30. The deal was 60-40 as it was struck. If you want to roll an insight or a history, you can be more sure of that, or you can remain in doubt and act as you will in doubt. But
no, I mean, Bangy Boom would remember. I just personally don't. But yeah. So interesting. So with this material here, we could split it 60-40 right now, but I have a proposal. You said this was helping you breathe in a place where you really couldn't, right?
yeah, I mean, I could, but like it got harder.
Right. So this would probably be a pretty valuable commodity amongst your kin, your folk, you know, right?
Well, I mean, those who didn't want to like remain by Fishman Island, yeah, I think like they have something similar to this. I would assume it's similar. I'm not like some, you know, scientific mind or anything like that, but I know a thing or two. This reminds me of the air bubble technology a little bit, right, so that we've got going on over there.
So imagine you have it fabricated into a breathing mask per se. That'd probably sell better than just the material in itself, raw material, right?
She's like, well, I mean, anything can sell well if you can spin it. And she kind of like smiles and she's like, but yeah, I think.
Right, but you gotta look at your margins, you know?
The thing is, there's nothing else really entirely like this on the market except for maybe the air bubble technology. And that can't exist too far away from like one specific part of the world. If this is something that we can recreate, maybe, then, you know, hey, I'm gonna leave that to you, but like I can help you market this.
Right.
But
Well, that's where I was getting at. So my proposal is you entrust me with 100% of this material, and when we bring these products to market, we do a 50-50 split.
she just kind of like crosses her arms and looks very unsure of everything right now. She kind of like looks across the crew. She sees Dill crawling away from this right now, and she in the back of her mind she hears Azrael, grab her, and she sees like the captain going and talking with Dalt, and then she sees like just like the whole like situation at hand. She looks back and sees the tourbillon, and she's just like, okay. So no, but not entirely. I see where your head's at, and I respect it. And it's almost like something about you's changed, you know, since like, I don't know, but like, and she picks up on the vibe that you're not trying to backdoor her anymore. But she's just like, listen, you guys are pretty cool. Like, I get it. I wasn't really sure of things. I'm honestly pretty salty that I didn't get like real treasure per se, but if this is what I've got, I'd be a fool not to hold on to at least a little bit of it. 90-10. I'll keep
90-10, but 60-40 split.
You drive a hard bargain, but yeah, fine, whatever. I think that I'd be an idiot to let go of all of this right now. I'm gonna hold on to a little bit of it, see what magic I can work, and then we'll be in touch.
Right.
And
can we like exchange Din Mushi numbers or whatever?
and she like slides a card over to you, and she's just like, yeah, here you go. Just it's not always a good time to call, you know, like I don't know, like how do I say this?
Trust me, I'll only call when there's money involved. Don't worry about it.
Cool. and she shoots you like a double thumbs up and walks off. And she's just like, I'll leave you to divvy up my 10% or whatever. And she like tosses down like a little sack that she brought in hopes of filling it with like gold and like artifacts and things like that and jewels and stuff. And it's just a empty little sack that she just kind of tosses over towards like where the bag of holding is and stuff like that. She's like, I trust you to divvy up my 10% or whatever. And she just like walks over, and she's gonna go and talk to Davos and Big Azra. Before we get to that, Dalt is
something in regards to that whenever we get there.
Yeah, we'll be right back to that. But Dalt wanted to speak to Scarlet a little bit in private, as she kind of carries you off to the side of the ship, a little bit away from everybody. And Dalt is really like, Scarlet, so you're saying that you were hearing things, and neither of them seem to have heard it, right?
Yeah.
Does this kind of thing happen to you like a lot?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually the first time this has ever happened. I'm actually pretty sad because like Luminous B was a pretty cool dude. He had a whole story.
Yeah, I'm sure he sounds really cool. I mean, so
he was big as fuck.
What about the sea beast that was fighting us up in the tourbillon? Were you able to hear it as well?
Above table, was I?
Yes.
I don't remember being able to. Oh, well, shit. Did it say anything important? Did I hear anything important?
It said like, go away, get out, like, fuck you,
that was that?
Get shit on. Like, yeah, it was talking mad shit. Like, but it wasn't like.
Yo, Vex, I thought that was Luminous B.
So Luminous B was the one who specifically said abandon all hope whenever you were going down the drain. But when you were still
Mhm.
like up on the continental shelf, and like Lord Azra was like floating up with the egg and stuff like that, you did hear it multiple times.
Oh yeah, I do. I remember.
So
I
it's
was
like
just,
it's all coming back
limited
to you
view.
now as like Dalt kind of like kind of gets this like gets this information out of you. She's just like, and like think back, have you heard like other maybe creatures like speak to you like other than Den? You know, they're supposed they could do that, but like is this something that's been going on like for a long time, like your whole life?
And it happens here and there, but like you don't really make a big deal out of things like that. You feel me? Like I just shrugged my shoulders, like, hey, it happened. But this time it really hurts, man. The Luminous B was a cool man.
Yeah, no, I understand. When I was like a little kid, like really young, back before me and Russ had really started to train too much, we were traveling with the nomad tribe and whatnot, and I remember I made friends with some of those basilisks that we fought a long time ago. They're actually really nice to me, and they were playing around, we were joking, and in the morning when our family woke up and saw Russ started freaking out and the whole tribe started attacking them. But they were my friends, and like, yeah, I know it hurt, you know, when it happened to me, and it's like nobody else can really understand. Like they can't hear it. I think you have what
Y'all saying crazy?
No, like think of it more like a gift. You're not crazy. I thought that for a while, but I know, you know, Baba said a lot of things, but this is something that has been apparently passed down through generations. Is there's been multiple speakers of our tribe, and she said that there are other people in other parts of the world that have this ability as well. You have the gift of the voice. It's apparently
I know
like,
I could talk.
yeah, it's no, but like you can understand, and things can understand you. I can do it too. That's how I'm able to talk to the birds and the camels and Rocky B, and I heard the gyre worm too when we were fighting it in the tourbillon.
Wait, you heard the how? Did you hear Luminous B?
No, I
Oh, yeah.
I guess I didn't get close enough or something, but I know what you're feeling right now, and I don't want you to think you're crazy, and I don't want you to think you're alone, because I felt that way for a really long time. And it's weird at first, but there's things that you can do to kind of like hone that skill. Baba was training me to be the next speaker of the tribe. She her sister was apparently the previous speaker, so she didn't have the voice herself, but she knew about it, and I can maybe show you a thing or two, you know, just another time. You've gone through a lot. You need a rest, but like I got your back.
Okay, so
like, yeah.
we could. Yo, dang, man. I don't even know. I really don't know what to say. I don't really have moments like this. It's like I really appreciate you talking about me and letting me know, informing me.
Yeah,
She's
you
like,
seem
damn,
to.
I guess it's like.
You seem to also have like you're able to like kind of at the temple understand a little bit about those characters, that writing, And on that piece of paper as well, I don't know much about this one, but I was told that's a gift as well. But
Wait, reading?
no, it's more than that.
I was also told that. So that's, hey, right on.
It's more than just reading though. Like Russ and I are able to like understand. When we were kids, our parents told us before they passed that it was a gift. I guess Baba always saw it as a curse, and you know, there's what Jerry was talking about in the bar, that you'd want to keep it down about that kind of ability. But I don't really know much about that. But
Hey, so we could talk to creatures and people who are minds.
and we can read what was
Well, we
called
could read.
a lost language. It's not something that I ever learned. I learned how to like write and read normal language, but this is something that other people seem to be confused about, but it seems to just make sense for me and Russ and you, kind of. It's crazy. I feel like I don't know. It's like if I didn't
superpower.
if I didn't know any better, I'd say we were like separated at birth or something. But like I never met somebody else, you know, like Russ is able to like understand like what our parents showed us a long time ago, just like me, but he doesn't have the voice. But you have both. Like that's really crazy. And she's just like, I knew right away from when we first met that there was something like different about you that reminded me of kind of like myself and kind of like my mom. So I don't know. It's like, it's cool. I just want you to be okay and know about like your gifts.
Superpowers. Do you understand what this means?
I mean, kinda. Like we're gonna be best friends, right? That's what that means.
Of course. We're gonna be super best friends. You don't understand. When I get the One Piece, I want to be the first pirate king with superpowers. You don't understand? I mean, pirate queen. Oh my god.
And
I gotta train.
Yeah,
I gotta do better.
She's just kind of smiling, and she's just like, we'll work on it, and I can help you with the voice, and maybe we'll take a look at the piece of paper that Jerry gave us, and we'll figure out what's going on with the site thing or whatever.
I found out what we doing next.
Cool.
We gotta go find some books. I need to read. I need to train my brain. It needs to do some push-ups.
And she's just kind of laughing, and you guys are just gonna start just kind of chit-chatting about normal shit after that. Then we're gonna go back over to I think Holly, Dill, Davos, and Big Azra. Holly goes over and approaches, and she's seeing Dill, and she's just like, hey, she puts her hands up. She's like, don't worry, I didn't bring any of the ocean with me. Like, and she sees Davos and Big Azra. She's like, hey, so I just wanted to on the down low, you know, like you guys are cool. You guys don't have devil fruits, no offense, and you know, like I could use some muscle if you guys were ever wanting to like maybe do a job. I can cut you in and give you a pretty fair deal. I don't know, like I gave that guy over there, you know, my number. I told him really only call if there's like money involved, but like, you know, like you guys are good. And she like points to Davos, and she points to Big Azra specifically, and she's just like, you guys are almost as cool as that other guy. Where's he at? And she's looking for Lord Azrael, and she's like, I gotta give him my card too. But yeah, Davos, what kind of goes through your mind as she kind of like basically tries to poach you from the Scarlet Pirates?
Davos just furrows his brow. His arms are already crossed, and he goes, "What's your job?"
She's like, I uncover ancient history and see the wonders and treasures that this world has lost, and I make a lot of money, ideally. And I mean, if you're
Sounds
one,
good. You're
yeah,
on the crew, and Davos walks away.
She's like, wait, no. Like, hold on. Like, whoa, hold on. And Dill, what's your response to this in interaction?
You're trying to take Captain's people.
She's like, hey, whoa. Just not like take, you know, just like work with, you know, like, I mean, trust me, honey. And she pats you on the shoulder. She's like, you'd get the invite too, but you know, you can't really go where we would be going. Sorry.
That's not my concern.
And she's like, it's not like a big deal. Okay. I'm not like, you know, long live the Scarlet Pirates and all that jazz. I'm just saying, like, you know, like I could use some muscle from time to time. And if you guys could use some money, we might be able to work something out, you know. That's all I'm saying.
Davos is still walking away, but he turns around suddenly and snaps his fingers and comes back and he goes, a diver's bell. We need a diver's bell. And he smiles and then turns around and walks away again.
And,
Another thing.
go ahead.
Where'd you put those rice crackers?
She's just like, they're, and she like points over on top of like a barrel, and she's like, I think they were over there. I guess they must have flown off, like, you know, while we were sailing the tourbillon or something. And she shrugs. Zane experiencing true heartbreak right now. Big Azra is he's just like look here, lady, I made a lot of good friends here with some great people and whatnot, and I appreciate the offer, but I was told gold was evil and cursed for a really long time, and like I lived off the land everywhere I went for the past 20 years of my life. It's been a minute since I sailed the seas. Definitely not trying to be underneath them right now. Whatever you got going on, best of luck to you, but I'm hanging out with the Scarlet Pirates. And he like pats on like Dill's shoulder. He's like, this is my first mate. That's my captain. And whatever the hell you got going on, if you need our help, you can call on all of us. And, you know, we'll see if the captain wants to help you. But and she's just like, okay, all right, fine. Just figured I'd offer, you know, take it as a compliment. I don't know if Bang D Boom would necessarily be able to hear all of what just happened, but Big Azra talks really loud, so you would have heard it, at least the tail end of things, you know.
Hey, and don't worry, I'm only contemplating putting it back on the table.
Samia is gonna like now that everything's kind of settled down and whatnot, she's like, okay, so I looked at some of the stuff that we got from that merchant, like as far as like the medicines and whatnot. Like, is anybody still hurt? Like, do we like are we good? Like I know I kind of like tended to your wounds a little bit, but like you have like this like crazy thing about you, Dill. I don't even get it. You're like fine, right? Like you don't need any of this. And she like holds up like a little bit of the ointment that you guys bought.
I'll be fine. Just get me away from the jelly.
She's like, I don't know what that means, but okay.
Bailey Boom was just gonna say, I'm good on health, but man, I'm about tired of these rations. It's like we need. No, can any of you guys cook?
I can try.
I mean, it's not like we have that much to cook right now. I'm just saying. Only so many rations we got. We got to figure this out.
Holly just kind of raises her hand and she's just like, yeah, I I know a thing or two, but cooking is like a broad term, you know? Like there's I only really I like to eat mostly raw food preparation. Like it's kind of like a diet thing that I'm supposed to be being on, but like I mean for like poultry, you know, obviously I cook, and some red meats depending on if it's good or not, but like I mean I can whip something together. And she's just like, does this place even have a kitchen? Like
I don't know. Did I build a kitchen into the ship? I feel like I would have.
yeah, there's like bare bones, basic, nothing special, just like one knife, a few wooden tools, and then like the same furnace, like simple rudimentary furnace that like it can't do like fine work, and like it can't get to quite the temperatures for like most metals, but it can like it gets the job done, you know, that like most ships have on it. That's like the same furnace that's used as basically a stovetop. There's just like another surface put on top of it so the residual heat can like cook. It's very basic.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, there's like a bit of that going on. But it's not like anything like super special. So she can try to whip something together, because Yelda she specifically bought a shit ton of food, like a ton of food.
Well, while she's cooking the food, one of the things I guess Bang D Boom is going to work on is some special bullets. You know, kind of recapping on the experience we had with the Neptunian and stuff like that, and considering this newfound gelatinous structure. Nothing solid yet, but just looking at some being able to give different attributes to different ammunition.
Yeah. So I know that's something that's on your mind. You would probably still have to spend like a bit of time just touching up maybe the hull. You're doing like some quick repairs before, but like just getting that like completely squared away and perfect would probably bump above that on the priorities list. I think if you guys are like gonna be on the sea for a little bit. Again, Balincc, I meant to get an answer straight up like at the beginning. Are you guys like parked here for a while, or are you guys gonna be like straight up setting sail right away?
Like while we talking, or is this right now in this moment?
Like, have we been moving this whole time, or are we like just chilling, or are we setting off soon, or like what's the pace here as far as like what you guys got going on?
I thought we were I thought we stopped from last session.
Got you. Okay, so I don't know when are you guys wanting to stay on Red Rock for a bit, and like get like a long rest off, or are you guys gonna want to like set sail right now immediately?
Oh, that's what that's what the whole Scarlet thing was about the other.
I mean, I don't think it would be crazy to take a long rest.
So,
I'm gonna be honest, just speaking from a crew perspective.
Davos,
I'm good.
Might as well. What's the rush?
Yeah, Davos, you would know for a fact that to sail, you know, from one end of the island to the next, typically takes a lot longer because you have to kind of go around the King's Coast and the Tourbillon. But cutting through here, this is completely uncharted waters for you. You've just heard that like Buzzard's Beak, there's like a lot of like jutting out rocks and stuff like that. So most people don't sail it because it can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. You're the fucking goat, so I mean you're not like too worried about that. But as far as like trying to like figure out how much time it would take for you guys to get further down, and you cannot sail up because of the clockwise gyre. So if you guys to get more south from where you're at right now, to get to the next port or like town, like settlement kind of area, the closest one to where you are right now is through patrolled waters, and it is L'École, which is like a college town, where there is royal guard presence as well as military presence from time to time. Like the world government, like Marines, are also stationed there on and off. But mostly it's just like a quiet college town where there's just a bunch of like frat parties and shit like that going on. That's the closest spot to where you guys are at right now, and even that would be like a full good like half a day for you to sail, assuming nothing goes wrong. And in that time, if you guys were to set sail right now, yes, there's some minor things that would need to be done here and there. But I would say that you would have enough downtime in between while mingling and whatnot. If nothing goes wrong, you would be able to get a full long rest by time you landed, or like, you know, like hit where you were going. If you're going even farther beyond that, you will have to go past a military base, and you could get to Port Vestibule, where you're from, and the capital of Livneal. But that is like, you would literally have to sail right by N3. You can go like a really long way around. This would take a crazy long amount of time, like maybe over a week, and you could go all the way around to Port Isidore, which is almost no military. Just like a little bit of royal guard activity here and there, but it's mostly merchants just exporting and importing like their own goods and stuff. You can go to Green Rock, you can get to the chateau, or you can go all the way back around to Portmanteau on the other half of the island. But again, all that stuff would be like a week plus. The closest and safest bet for you would be Gol.
Well, I'm Davos is a little bit excited as he kind of recalls the logical chart based off of the island's current, and he's thinking about some of those college parties, and he's like,
yeah, brother,
you know, I'm feeling fine, so I could drive like all night if you guys want to sleep. Like, I don't mind.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it's up to the captain. I'm gonna just finish touching up some parts on the ship, and then, you know, I'll be kind of in the lab. This new material is giving me a lot to work on.
Some logic kicks in, and Davos is like, yeah, if like I can get a crew of like 3, maybe 4, including me, who are good to go through the night, like I'd say we'd be good to go, but like no pressure.
Hell yeah. So if assuming nothing goes wrong, you would all come out of like this at your ideal destination and fully rested, or you can rest here just in the off chance that something does go wrong, so you would be prepared for that. It's y'all's call.
Yo, if it's me, I say we take the risk.
Yeah, I don't want to be stationed here too long. I don't even know where I am.
Gotcha.
I will say, as Bang the Boom, I am gonna recommend. I'm gonna talk to Davos a little bit, you know, to kind of get some info on where we're at, and I will recommend that outside of Davos, those with bounties, you know, kind of hang out below deck for as much as.
Yeah, we'll be good for a little bit longer to be relaxed, but I would say, you know, just if we're really playing it safe, once we cross past the La Promenade, that's when we should start to implement a little more safety.
And you know, just to be safe, you know, Sir Davos, I was thinking a disguise might be a good option for us in terms of hiding your appearance, because we kind of need you to steer the ship. So I was thinking, you know, I got this disguise in mind, and I'm just gonna, Vex, do you remember like Rizzo and Wano when he was like sneaking around and he had tied around his nose?
I heard you when you were talking about this earlier. I was laughing. I was just muted up.
Yeah. So, I want to give Davos one of those, like take a cloth and like tie it around his head.
I have like a quarter cape thing. It's like green that I wear on my shoulders. You could use that. I take that off my shoulders, and I let you tie it around my face like that.
After like some deliberation, and you guys kind of like putting together some basic, I'm gonna say, what would this be? Whoever is making the designs and whatnot for the so Bang D Boom if you're trying to make these disguises, or if Davos if you're trying to make your own or whatever, because multiple of you would probably benefit from being disguised, right? For whoever is trying to do this, I'm gonna need performance or deception. I would also maybe be interested in a sleight of hand. Give me one of those three.
Can I just help Davos since I don't really need a disguise? You know,
yeah, you're good. You are bountyless right now. Yes. So you're fine. You can give Davos advantage on any of the things that he wants to do. Scarlet, if you're wanting to do either a deception or a performance or a sleight of hand. Dill, if you are as well. Okay, 26.
You're the man, Bang. You're the man for that advantage, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Heading underneath the deck.
You're just gonna chill down there the whole time. All right. Scarlet, are you also just gonna chill down under and be inactive, or are you gonna try to make a disguise for yourself? Down under, yeah.
I'm trying to make the roll, but it's taking a minute for my rolls for the load.
No, you're good, brother. All right. Well, while all of that is going on, Holly has just kind of, she is also gonna like come up from down under where Dill is going right now, and she's like, hey, I don't have any rice crackers, but here's like these right here. They have like flaky salt and like thyme and like like a little bit of olive oil, and then I put like these like this cheese, and then she has like these little hors d'oeuvre tray set up, and she's just like, it's just a little something I threw together, and she offers some to Dill, and then she's gonna go up and offer it to the rest of the crew. She is going to see y'all's disguises, and she's just kind of like okay, so not bad. Davos, right? Like I see what you're going for here. Maybe a little less.
Stick my hands out and go,
Yeah. And she is gonna kind of like reel you in a little bit, and she's gonna offer like a few of she is actually proficient in disguise kit. So she's gonna give you a few like little touch-ups here and there and whatnot. And
then she looks at Captain.
Yeah, then she looks at Scarlet, and she's just like, honey. Like, she's just like, no. Like, and she's gonna give you advantage, so go ahead and roll another one, Scarlet.
I put that shit on, though.
She's like,
yes!
No, yeah. You're rocking it, but like, I could still see Scarlet in this. You just gotta change it up a little bit. And she's just like, okay, I might have to cook on this for a bit, but I'll figure something out for you. But you look great. This is a cool fit. I respect it. You know, you're pulling it off, but it's not a good disguise. I'm gonna be real with you. And she's just like, we'll workshop it after like food. This is just like an appetizer, and she like goes around and offers you all little snacks. And then she's like, we'll figure out the details of your disguise later. Well, after I make like a full meal, but this should hold us over for now. And so yeah, if you guys are getting ready to actually set sail proper, Lord Azrael is sleeping in one of the dinghies with Ragnar on his chest. They're both exhausted, like absolutely exhausted, and they're gonna remain completely inactive and just passed out like through the course of y'all sailing and whatnot, unless something wakes them up. So it's just like Ragnar's just like laying on his chest. He's got his like the arms he can't use. Like he just used his arms to kind of like use those to make like a little bit of like a little basket on his chest area for Ragnar to be nestled into, and then they're just kind of like snoring away like me, you know, like cartoon style, just passed out for a while. And
Brother has the right idea.
Yeah, I'm assuming Dill, if there's nothing that you're going to specifically be working on, you're probably just gonna take a full long rest. Softy boy is feeling fine. He's gonna help with rigging for Davos the whole time.
I'm a rest at this point. I don't even care about the sky, man. I'll put that shit on though.
Yeah, Holly is gonna help out with the disguise after a meal. Everyone's just kind of relaxing. Softy Boy and Harry are gonna help with rigging checks for Davos while Davos mans the helm. So you have a little 3-man crew while everybody else is kind of resting. Big Azra is ready to tap in if he needs to with like any rigging things or anything anyone else has got going on. Bang de boom, you're gonna touch up the hull. You figured you can tend to the keel like once you get where you're going, but it's not like a big deal right now. It shouldn't be hard for you as you are bountyless right now. But it's not like anything like super threatening. You're fine as of right now. If you wanted to tend to the keel, there is a chance you would not get a full long rest, as that's going to be some very like strenuous activity. So I'll let you make that call, but you do feel good enough that you don't need to worry about it right now. Unless like
to be fair, since
bad shit goes down.
Like since it recovers double the hit points when I repair parts that are completely broken, wouldn't it take me less energy to?
It's just hard to get down to it. It's literally underwater. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, okay,
it's the very bottom, like the backbone of the ship. The hardest thing to repair when you're not moored, or at least like in your like sand skiff mode and you're hoisted up on your skis. You know what I mean? Like it's impossibly hard comparatively to just fixing the broadside.
Yeah, well, I'll work on the hull for now. Do I need to do like a bending or?
Yeah, no checks. You're just gonna be able to like devote like a little bit of time to it. And by the time you're done with that, food is ready, and Holly has made like a little veritable smorgasbord of some tasty,
I just need for
food.
Like the ship HP stuff.
No, it's fine. So you're not doing quick fix stuff, so you're able to get it completely back to at least the hull back to its maximum HP total and its maximum HP active. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like any damage done to it as well as any reduction to its HP maximum, you're able to repair all of that. It's just the keel that will remain not completely fixed. But again, it's nothing like life threatening at the moment.
Okay.
And by the time you're done with that, Holly has prepared like a whole spread. She's got a little bit for everybody, a little something here and there. So it's nothing too fancy, but it's definitely better than straight rations and desert food, which you guys have been living off of for like over a month now, I think. Like it's been a minute since you guys have had food that was supposed to be hot. You've had a lot of hot food, but it's like because the sun baked it. And like, you know, but like, you know, this is a whole different story. And as you guys have set sail a bit, there's like a bit of a breeze coming in from the like and whatnot as you start to like make your way in between some mountains. You're hit with it every now and then, and the hot blazing climate, the arid like dryness of the deserts is something of the past to you all now. So it's cool. You all are going to be at ease and resting while Davos is steady sailing for a bit with the help of the two homies, Softy Boy and Harry. Davos, I'm going to move Ragnar's token down here a bit. You're going to come to a bit of a fork in the road not long after you guys set sail. This is going to be kind of a clutch decision. You could go like east where you're at right now, away from the coastline, and sail around the Nepa and La Promenade like mountains, and it would be smooth sailing, and you would be able to ride the clockwise gyre. You would literally just need someone on lookout. You would not even need to tend to the helm because the currents and the wind would carry you exactly where you're needing to go. It would be completely safe. It would take a longer amount of time, but you would be ending up directly in line of sight of heavily patrolled waters. Or you could hug the coastline here and sail through mountains and rougher seas, choppier waters, not like autopilot kind of territory here. It would shave some time off of your journey here, but you'd still be able to get a full long rest from all of this. And you would also end up not directly in line of sight of patrolled waters, because nobody expects anyone to sail through this part. You can consult with your captain, or I'll leave the call up to you, Davos.
Yeah,
I'm around to
Captain's,
help you, Davos.
you gonna what?
I said I'm around to help you. I'm just missing a spell slot or two.
Yeah, so check it out.
Oh, word.
I'll draw on the map right now. You could go this way and go follow the gyre, and by the time you get to about here, you would absolutely be visible to these individuals. They would see you coming from miles out, right? Or
Yeah.
you could sail through here and get like in between all of this, and by the time you got to where you were going, you'd be much closer and potentially completely undetected, and you'd be able to maybe stash your ship over here and ride in on a dinghy or something. Like, there's so many, however you want to play it. That's just the options. You don't have to hug the coast entirely either. You could go anywhere through these mountains, as you could do whatever you want. It's just those are the paths that lie before you.
Is Captain still awake at this point?
I think at ease, this would be like around when food was ready. So I think everyone's still awake except for Lord Azrael and Ragnar. But everyone's like resting, but not like snoozing at this moment. But everyone is like just at ease pretty much. You know what I mean? So this is where the decision needs to be made.
I'm at the helm, and I'll just toss it out casually, kind of in the same way you just posed it to me, with the two Scarlet saying the clockwise gyre is kind of the longer way. It'll put us sort of in a rough position coming out, but I will interject that my suggestion is to run through the mountains. I trust in our ability to get through there, and we'll be a little more hidden from any marine presence once we get there. But your call. What do you want to do?
Hey, yo, Balincc.
Captain Scarlet.
She's- no,
What happened?
I was just saying to you, since y'all were like chilling, I'm at the helm, and I was saying, do you want to take the longer way? That's like really not. It's kind of just let the ship do its thing almost, or we'll take the shorter way, kind of through these rocky mountainous islands, which will the second one puts us less in danger of any marine interception. Your call. I kind of recommend the second, but your call. I'll go either way.
Hey man, I'm giving you. You're in charge of the helm, so if you recommend the second, I'm gonna double down. Go with the second choice, Davos.
Hey, Captain, and I'll I whip it over toward the mountains.
hell yeah.
Magni Boom's gonna hear them say mountains. He's gonna be like, oh, well, I can't have you scratching up the ship I just fixed, so I guess I'll get up with you.
Cool. So Bang D Boom
All
and
right, your call.
yeah, Bang D Boom and Big Azra are ready to interject if needed, while Softy Boy and Harry are actively helping you with their rigging checks. And you are leading the helm again. The shortest path that you can imagine cutting through here would still take you like a half a day at the very least, meaning around 10 to 12-ish hours. So plenty of time. Plenty of time for a full long rest in between all of that for all of the crew, including yourself. But if enough strenuous activity happens, you will not be able to get the full long rest. But assuming that you're capable and nothing goes wrong and you're able to maneuver and, thread the needle through some of these tighter areas and whatnot, you will also get a full long rest, as well as hairy and softy boy. But you do understand there is a bit of an element of potentially like some hazardous conditions arising. So you're going to set sail. I think you can move Ragnar's token, right, Davos?
I can't at the moment, no.
Let me fix that really quickly. But yeah, who's moving
Another
it?
thing I was...
Okay. But yeah, so
another thing I was curious about is who bore witness. I forget off the top of my head, but who was it that bore witness to the ship on the mountains?
that was Lord Azrael, brother Dill, and Russ and Dalt.
Dalt. Yeah.
Yes.
We were all on the Falcon.
So could we? This is Davos posing it to Dill, Russ, and Dalt. Once we sail past the Promenade Mountains, guys, could we potentially see that ship from this ship?
Oh, so where they had saw the ship was like more like right here. Yeah, so like the so
my total bad. I have misunderstood that for a while. My bad.
You're totally fine. So what happened is like this is the red spine which you guys crossed, but you had to kind of like take a detour because like part of the mountain collapsed, like the mountain trail. So this is the red spine. There are other outcroppings of mountains here, and then a bigger mountain range here. This was where that ship was.
Word. Okay.
Because
excuse me. Wipe that. Wipe.
No,
that.
you're cool. The rest wing. The rest wing Falcons.
Now, bro.
Yeah, the rest wing Falcons would have flown like over, like in this direction, like you know, and so like on their way back, they would have like passed it this way. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's like the whole. And they got to like over the Nokoatahir desert, and they even saw over the Promenade Mountains, and potentially they even saw like past that all the way to the red line.
Yeah, that's what I remember, is that we saw the red line from the bird's back.
That's where I got confused, I think. I understand
it's
now.
not that they were in La Promenade, it's that they were able to see above it. You know what I mean? But as far as the Falcons actually took them was like here-ish and back.
Okay, well, in that case, I don't have anything to interject about that.
Cool.
I mean, we would have seen it as we were sailing through that waterway now.
What Brother Dill would absolutely know, that shit fell. Like that, it's not up there anymore. You have a pretty good passive, but Davos, if you were trying to see it, if you had talked to Brother Dill about this in the past, maybe, or if whenever he brought it up, like him and like, if you were like extra curious, you can make me a DC 25 perception. No shot.
Oh wow, that is actually crazy. I put no stock into that at all.
No shot. This is insane.
Fucking Helmsman. He said, "Oh, it contains details about a ship." I got you. I can see it.
Light work.
This is insane.
It might work.
I said light work, like, but no, I think this is insane. I'm gonna honor a crit. I set a nearly impossible DC for this, and would you look at that?
I threaded that.
He met it
baby.
and he crit it.
Let me just pick my jaw up off the fucking floor really quickly. Holy shit!
A crit was the only way. It was faded. It was written.
I am astounded. W's in chat. Holy shit! This is this is wild. So with a natural 20, exactly hitting the DC, the nearly impossible DC that I had set for you. We, as you were sailing from like, and you were disembarking from like where you were kind of parked at by Red Rock and whatnot, you were keeping your eyes peeled as you understood the strait that you were traveling through, in between Red Rock and like approaching like where it says Port Duval and stuff like that. This was easy peasy. This was nothing at all for you to really worry about. And you had, active lookouts and things like that. So you just kind of like let the helm take its course. And you were just like, you spent a good amount of time like kind of craning your neck, looking in between some of the mountains that were like, and you could see like the sun on the other side of the mountains, like kind of illuminating parts that like maybe would be dark on the other side. And like so like you had like the perfect vantage point, and you see what looks to be an upside down like rust colored vessel, and this is like immediately like you knew, like you're like, holy shit, oh my god, like look at that's like a dreadnought class ship. Is made of metal, but obviously centuries old because it's been tinged red and like eaten through and whatnot. You see it skewered by one of the lower peaks, nestled in between these big old tall ones. And as you do, you kind of look and scan like the area around that in general, and you notice two more ships skewered by mountains, some like much higher in the air and some kind of like lower and whatnot. There's like, it seems to be like a little bit of a ship graveyard in a certain point of these mountains.
But it's the same style of ship. It's that same rusty metal ship.
Yes.
Can I roll something to identify those potentially?
I'm still honoring the crit, brother. You don't got to roll for it. Like you would know that this only means there's two things that you can easily extrapolate from this information, given your knowledge of the world as it is and Livneal in general. You would understand that the very long ago, before these mountains were formed properly, those ships probably were sunken beneath the ocean, meaning that those mountaintops are created by what used to be ocean floor, and that they likely belong to the same armada or fleet. And there are legends of tons of those seeking the Skeleton Coast for a great treasure many years ago. You guys are actually in possession of the Skeleton Key. This was likely before Red Rock even existed as an island above water level. This was likely before the Tourbillon, maybe even. Who knows? This was potentially before these two islands fully fused together and formed La Promenade and Nepal. This is ancient. This makes old look new. This is how like ancient this has to be given the situation. There are a few notable expeditions, but all of the ones that you're thinking of, you're like, surely this would have been so long ago. That like metal seacraft, like that doesn't make sense. And like you've always heard metal doesn't do well in the north half of Livneal. And like metal ships is something like paddle ships and things like that's something that the Marines have had a stronghold on for a while, and you don't get a lot of mercantile or like travel vessels of that kind of quality here. So this is like, this kind of blows your mind. You're just like, you can't believe something that old would have been like what is actually kind of like breaking technology today.
Dude, this is like a bit of a like less fully understood, perhaps, but like castle in the sky moment for Davos as they're sailing past, I guess, and
But
he
wait,
just happens to look over and notices all of that.
there's more. You in the middle of staring at these great ancient peaks and finding like these vessels and jumping to these conclusions and just being awestruck. You feel a trick of light, maybe it has to be, hit your eyes as half a dozen or so of these mountains seem to sway almost.
What? I'm definitely doing a like blink, double take, rub my eyes, like.
You got Dill with you while you're doing this, or is he's just snoozing down under, or what? Like, because
I think
I'm
he is
still
right
standing
here.
I am still standing next to him because I went to hand him the map that I also found on
Yeah.
the ship in the mountains, which shows the Skeleton Coast in full. But I was not staring at the mountain that intensely.
no,
But Dill also had a similar experience if Davos would say something to him about it.
After I like rub my eyes, I'll gesture toward him and then gesture toward the mountains and go, "Are you seeing?"
Seeing what?
Those
Dill,
mountains,
It's a mountain.
those ships.
Dill, you can give me a perception.
There.
Outside of a crit, I don't think it's possible for you though. Like, because I don't even think you could hit a 25, but I'll honor a
No, I
crit.
can't. Ooh.
Roll it one more
Oh.
time. We'll say Davos is helping you out.
Yeah, I'll point right at it. No
Oh,
way!
wow, that's insane.
Absolute
What a
trash.
nerd.
Absolute travesty.
The sun catches your eye in just the way that you can't see the ships, which you would recognize the one of them, or like just the concept in general. You can't see the sway of the mountains or anything like that. Just like I said, the sun catches your eye in just the way that like you're just like, yep, that's red mountains.
That's the sun.
Yeah, that's the
That's the
sun.
sun.
Yeah.
What did you see, Davos?
No, not the sun. It was big rusted ships. And the mountains,
Oh.
they
That's-
moved like paper.
That's what me and brother found. The big ship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that. And I'm getting even more ecstatic and I point at him now as he mentions that.
Wait. I know the ship moved. We made it move. You said you saw the mountain move?
It almost looked like paper.
I noticed the same thing when I was on the Falcon flying over it.
Do I hear this conversation, or am I just out doing my own thing?
You could with your passive. Yeah, you hear these two getting like dumbfounded over here. Maybe not all of the details, but if you wanted to like approach, you could.
Yeah. What do you mean rusted ships? Like in the water?
No, pierced on the mountains. It's hard to see, but if you
Like
really
parts of a
squint.
ship can rust. Parts of a ship can rust, but a whole ship? How could a whole ship rust?
Yeah.
Just look, and
It
I'll
was.
point. I'll point if I can give Bang the same advantage chance at least.
Well, I give him my first-hand accounts from on the ship.
Yeah, if you want to try, while the moment is like occurring, there's a slight window. You can roll perception with advantage. DC's at 25, but I'll honor a crit.
Okay. Mine is well.
You guys are
That is
consistent.
insane.
Yeah, you guys are consistent. If nothing else tonight, that's not even a bad.
That's
like that's your,
wild.
and it's funny is that's your passive too. So you really got 3 15s.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I can't see it, so I guess I'm just gonna be kind of, thinking about it. Just thinking
That
about
is-
why are ships rusting in the
Yeah,
desert? Or
that
who
is
built a ship
the
that rusts in
hardest-
desert?
That is the hardest 15 like probably ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
15, no choice.
But yeah, Dill would tell Bang about him and Lord Azrael walking through the ship that was on top of the mountain, and then the events that led to it falling out of the mountain.
Interesting. Well, I mean, mountains rise and fall, water levels rise and fall, and stuff like that. So, who knows what could have happened to those stuff there? But it is weird that they are there, like still.
Bang Deep Boom, something you would know about like the concept of a metal ship. They exist. Like they're considered dreadnought class or like a frigate if it's too small or something like that. But like metal ships are very heavyweight. They're extremely hard to moor in your typical dry docks and typically require a whole different setup, like a hoist, and like you've got like they're a lot harder to perform upkeep, but obviously more resilient in harsher climates. There are a very select few of manufacturers and distributors outside of the umbrella of those who are specifically contracted by the world government that are capable of just performing regular maintenance on these things as nonetheless of manufacturing. There is no strict mass production of these outside of the Marines in recent history.
Well, I guess I'll just say, if the whole ship's rusting, that means it's made out of metal, and the only people with metal ships of that size are Marines.
Yeah,
So,
but it was old. I mean, look at the map that was
Marines-
on it.
Marines have been around for a while, man. But look, if there's one thing I know about, it's ships. When it comes to metal ships, there's like a couple guys that even work on them, let alone build them. So
That's what I'm saying. Is it could have been it could have been hundreds of years ago.
right. But look, one thing I've learned over my life is to try not to touch the Marine stuff. They tend to be a little stuffy,
Well, we also have this. It might be theirs.
Can you show the ancient map?
Ancient map and the eternal pose.
Yeah, so you have an eternal pose. Do you remember? Oh, you don't. You never found out where it was going, right?
Nope.
I don't believe so.
No.
Wait, it
yeah.
doesn't say on it?
It's so there's like a worn. It was like engraved in, but time has weathered around everything. Like so, it's like there's like 1 or 2 letters that are like vaguely identifiable. You can see that it's like maybe like a 7 or 8 letter word, like a
Oh yeah, I remember. I tried to see if I could figure out what it said.
Yeah, no dice. Like
It didn't work. Yeah.
Indecipherable. But it's it's not a long name. Seems to be 1 word. You don't know if it's like, it could be like, depending on the size and spacing of the font, it could be like 3 or 4 letters. It could be like 7 or 8, but it's like, you could see that there's only like engraving on like just a, like not even a third of like the bottom like cylindrical like rim of it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Captain, what do you make of this? You're pretty good with navigation stuff.
I think Scarlet has already looked at it as well, and Scarlet had determined when she first looked at it, It's pointing kind of west-ish and a little like north-ish.
Yeah, I figure that's one of those things. It's a bridge we'll cross when we get there, you know. But we're still a ways off for this thing to be useful, right?
Yeah, and Davos would know, and like Dill, you've had enough time to gather your bearings, and when you came to this island independently, so you know a little bit of like the layout of the north blue. Northwest from here, that's just a calm belt, or maybe beyond like the north blue, or I'm sorry, maybe beyond like the new world, or maybe the other calm belt, or maybe even potentially the south blue. But that's the only thing that's over in that direction outside of just the calm belt.
I can convey that. I will.
I think it's kind of common knowledge. Bang D Boom sailed a bit around the north and lived here for a bit as well. Davos knows maps pretty well of this area. If it's pointing like mostly west and a little bit north, that's straight up a calm belt, as far as y'all know, or the New World or South Blue. It's the only things it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I got it from the Grand Line, so I'm not totally unfamiliar. Yeah, I mean, if it's me, I say we look more into that once we've gotten into the Grand Line. You know, that's a task within itself. I didn't really think about getting back when I came here, but now that I think about it, it's probably not going to be so. What's this
How
town
did
that we're
you
going
get
to
out
again,
of
Lava?
Grand Line?
Hey, man, that's a story for another time. You know.
I
Bruh.
assume it has something to do with why you have that.
No. This was just a tragic boating accident, believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holly is
Who the
kind of
fuck?
chiming in, and she's got like her face stuffed, and she's just eating like a freaking like ham steak off the bone, Luffy style, and she's just like, yeah, most people don't go over it, you know, you can go under it though, you know.
Huh?
The red line, like, I mean, if you're trying to go from Paradise, that's like on the other side of
I said
there's
the
a lot
Grand
of
Line.
yeah. So there's two parts to the Grand Line. There's like the first half, just Paradise, and then there's the New World. Like through that comb belt right there's the New World. If you wanted to get to like Paradise, that's kind of like on the other side. Like you'd have to go through Reverse Mountain, or like there's ways. It's a long journey though.
As soon as she says go under it, Bangy Boom starts thinking about the jelly or whatever that they brought back from the thing. And he just thinks about coating the ship in it and sailing it underwater.
But yeah, so dinner is had. A course is more or less plotted at this point. Unless anybody else had any other discussions that they wanted to go through, any other checks they wanted to make, we're gonna get to trying to thread some needles here, and we will need some maneuver checks and some rigging checks. If anybody else has anything, then go ahead and speak now. Forever hold your peace. While we're waiting for that, if anybody wants to speak up, Davos, I'm going to need your first maneuver check. Let me make some rigging checks from the homies and see if they can give you advantage. Real quick, give me a second. The DC on this one is not gonna be that high. We're gonna call this first one a 13, because you're in pretty good shape and you got the homies helping you out. So let's see. We got Harry and we got Soph. First one's gonna be from Soph. He's gonna do either athletics or sleight of hand. He's gonna do an athletics for sure. I don't know what it's supposed to be a flat roll.
God.
Okay, cool. So a 7,
God.
that's god awful. He did not do very well. So Perry can give you something better. He still wasn't a crit fail, you know.
Yo, if they
He was
both
putting
fail,
in a lot of
Bangy-
work earlier.
Yeah,
He's good.
Bangy Boom's gonna spring into action to help Davos if they both fail.
Hey, there you
So we
go.
have one pretty glowing success here, Bang D Boom. If you would like, you could also help with the rigging. It's your call. It would be either an athletics or a sleight of hand.
I mean, I feel like that's to give him advantage on his maneuver check, right?
Yeah, he's gonna make it flat regardless right now.
Okay.
I mean, there's a chance for advantage because right now we're 1-1. If you want to sway the, oh god.
Well, I guess Dill's helping too.
Oh,
no,
my
I thank you all for your help.
My
So
leg got caught in the rope. I'm just like hanging.
No. He was flying away
Wild.
George of the Jungle style.
You're
And Dill
going to
also
get you're gonna get beamed in the head, Bang D Boom, by one of the spars, like as it's like swaying around and whatnot. I'm gonna need to make a dexterity save.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh,
So you failed. You did not crit fail.
wait, don't I have inspiration?
You do have
Yeah,
inspiration
yeah,
if you want to use
I was
it,
supposed to say you caught it earlier. You could use it on the athletics.
or on the deck save.
I think so. Wait, if I use it on the athletics, I don't have to roll the deck save, right? Well,
That's what I was thinking.
That's correct.
yeah. Right. I'm at least proficient in athletics, so let's do that.
Okay, 14, not bad. So yeah, we'll say the average between the three of them, you are going to be able to get advantage on this. So go ahead and make your first maneuver. Davos with advantage, DC 13. It's not a hard one. Nice. So yeah, you're easily going to be able. Are you going to try to hug the coast, or are you going to go in between the mountains here?
I'll do like through here.
Okay.
Not quite hugging the coast, but yeah, through those two. Through the
Okay.
colon.
So we are at another fork. We're gonna need another check. This one is going to be we're gonna say there is a method that is a DC 13. There is another method that is a DC 15. If you're wanting to hug the coast right now, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. If you're gonna want to go further out in interspersed into the mountains, this will be a little bit easier. Your call. Go ahead, and I'll go ahead and make more rigging checks. Softy boy is kind of like slapping himself up on the face, and he's just like, "You got this. Like, you're fine. You're fine." Like, and he just ate like a full meal. He's just like, "Sorry, I was feeling sluggish. I ate a little bit too much, guys." Like,
Soph, you are all good. You helped out so much in the tourbillon. Like, whoa, Soph, you are all good, bro.
that's crazy. What?
Whoa! What
Let's
does this
go.
mean?
Oh
What
my
does
That
it
means
mean?
Dill gets to sleep.
Holy shit. Of course this happens when Ragnar's gone, because y'all are gonna be like, dude, he rolled such good dice, and he's gonna be like, nah, Vex, no way. There ain't no way. But wild. So you don't even have to make the check. You can go either way you want. These guys
Wow.
trim the sails in such a way
Shoot.
it's like the ship
I think
steers
we should have
itself.
the coast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we'll
ship.
In that case, yeah.
Okay.
You guys are incredible. Did I ever tell you how much I love you? I know I've told you I love you, but I know I haven't told you how much.
So Tokyo Drift music is hilarious. So you are now between another crossroads here. You can go straight across this large mountain spread here, or you can try and thread this needle. This is going to be a DC 17 to keep hugging the coast, a DC 15 to go further out. Your call. I'm going to go ahead and have these boys trim the sail for you once again. This is Harry. 24 is huge. Softy boy.
Shout out to them no matter what they roll, but at this point,
Let's
yeah,
go.
I'm gonna hug that coast.
Okay, so it's a DC 17. You have advantage. That averages out above. What?
Oh no!
Shoot. Okay, so
Hold on,
this
hold on.
is
Bang de boom. Spell slot.
Wait, what?
Spell slot.
What's that for what?
Guidance.
I think it's spell slot for guidance.
it's a cantrip.
Oh,
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
Bang De Boom
my.
patted you on the back. Even with a 1, you pass. But you can go ahead and roll the D4 if you want. Nice. Yeah, so 18's good. You're going to be able to thread the needle.
You're the man.
You're getting into some like really tight spots here. But then it lets out into a bit of an open sprawl. It's not like too difficult for you to, you know, continue to hug the coast here. There are some, what you're noticing as you pass by La Promenade, as you saw there was like an arid half of the mountains that was bone dry and was like constantly just blasted by sand and weathered smooth, and it was like a matte sheen to them where like there was not like any glare. It was just like sand blasted and weathered down. Lots of foothills sprawling out into like the Nocoatahir desert that then broke off into the white sand and the red sand, with Port Delfino way on the other end of the deserts and whatnot. So you kind of notice as you're passing, these mountains shift at a point. There's like a river pouring out that runs through the middle of these mountains. And it's pouring out and like pushing you a little bit away from the coast, but nothing too strong for you to be able to like, you know, cross navigate and whatnot. You're seeing that on one half of that mountain, it's like sandy, craggy, arid. One half of the river, it's like sandy, craggy, arid, like very weathered mountains. And then on the other, as you cross, you see the other side. You see just lush, sprawling, overgrown, like there are trees that are like coming out into the ocean, like mangrove style, off of the land proper. It's so overgrown. There are vines that you could see like wrapping around like entire like peaks of mountains that are covered. You can't even see stone or dirt. It's just solid green, like just completely rampant vegetation and nature. There is a tropical weight to the air here now as you go from like an arid scene into a very humid and moist like environment. There's like a dankness to the air. You smell a lot of dead stuff. There's like, before it was like so barren and there was no moisture that, yeah, there's a lot of dead stuff, but it was like all fossilized. No, you smell decay now. You know, there's jungles, swamps, there's mountains that are like covered in just hundreds of years worth of vegetation that you're kind of approaching now at this point. And we are at another crossroads. Here you're going to be able to hug the coast more or jut outwards.
Another guidance for Davos.
Oh yeah.
Davos first, as the Gambit passes the mountains, he is he's going to take a second to just kind of appreciate them, I guess, while they're drifting past in that little open area.
The nomads
really
are flabbergasted. This is a banner year for them all, to say the least. Azra is taking it in. He's in awe, but he's been other places. He hasn't been a nomad his entire life. He sailed before, but he's still just like, wow, that's really something. Samia is just like, oh my god, dude, think of the medicine. Like, that's so many. We gotta go there. Like, can we stop? Is there like a place to park? And you see literally no possible like footholds for your ship to be anywhere near the coast right here, as the coastline has been overgrown tenfold. It is like there's nowhere for y'all to just kind of chill that seems stable or safe. And she's just kind of like starry-eyed thinking about the medicine. Dalt and Russ are floored. They are speechless and in awe and disbelief. There's like literally like tears streaming down Dalt's face as she sees this, and Russ is like, he's just like, we actually did it. Like, look at this. This is crazy. I've never seen this side of the world. Like, I didn't know this could exist.
I want to say to them, know that this is how I felt your home. And as much as it feels good to be back, we have a lot more world left to discover. And I just want to grin at them.
And Russ is like, this is crazy. Like, look at all those weird shaped cactuses. And Dalt just kind of like looks at him and laughs. Yeah, Dalt just kind of looks at him and laughs, and she's like, you stupid. Those aren't cacti. And she's just like, those are clearly bushes. And then Samia's just like, no. Like, it's mostly vines, you see? Like, and Big Azra's just like, he goes over to Davos. He's just like, they'll learn, you know, in time. Like,
yeah,
Big Azra's just like, not too much all at once.
The Nick Coletti tree.
Bro. So, yeah, they're having like a full moment. And now you have to decide, Davos, which way we're going here. I'm going to say both of them are going to be equally hard. The DC is going to remain at 17, as even the mountains off of the mainland here poking through the ocean. This is what's known as like the Nepa like spread. They are also overgrown and covered in like a verdant carpeting of just like a ridiculous amount of flora. And there are vines stretching across and in between, and like there's like gigantic like mangrove roots that are like tangling and forming. Like, this is rough stuff, and you're not getting a whole lot of wind where you're at. The current has also been a little bit dissipated, and so like you're starting to like like if you were to lose momentum and hit something here, this would drastically slow you guys down. But either way, it looks pretty rough.
Rocky B power.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get it.
I will also say at this point in time, the wind turbine that was that had all the sandstorm energy stored into it, it has shut off.
Yeah.
The entire might of that sandstorm has been utilized, and it is now in a storing it's like inert, so it's now storing up energy at this point. So there's not a lot of wind where you're at.
Be walking on that treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to get going, big dog.
Not just Rocky B.
I'm gonna leave the gym project guys alone. Right now, Rocky B should be fine. We're not in any particular danger. So yeah, go and get it, my boy.
They're kind of chilling in just like brig area / brig adjacent area. Like, so there's like multiple levels to the ship. There's the main deck, and on the same floor as the main deck is like the captain's quarters, and like in the after castle area below the helm, and the mizzen mast in the back half of the ship. And then in the front half of the ship, that's like kind of where the kitchen and common area is. The second like floor down below the main deck is going to be the gunnery. You want to have your ships a little bit, or you want to have your cannons like a little bit lower, like, so you don't want them on main deck because it would like, the higher away they are from the ocean, the more knockback they have, and they like cause like some like keening and tilt to the actual ship. So the lower they are, the better. But then that's on like the middle, and then you have quarters and like the brig. The quarters are going to be below the captain's quarters, and then the brig is going to be below the kitchen area near the front of the ship. So the crew's quarters and whatnot are going to be on the back. Then you have like the lower part is going to be like the keep, and then like below that the bilge. So that's like storage, and where you would keep like the freight and the ballast and things like that.
I just want to say Rocky B. Maybe put some hair in front of him, let him get a casual walk going. Burn some calories.
Hell yeah. So Rocky B starts charging it up, but it's not currently providing anything to the ship. You guys do lose a lot of like wind in your sails, especially because you're kind of nestled between mountains, and the tides are being dispersed as they break from like what's going on here. There's still like a pull to the clockwise gyre, but it's obviously nowhere near as strong as like open waters,
Yeah.
But yeah, so which way are we going, Brother Davos? You can either go like straight out this way or straight down. I don't know if he's muted. Are you on push to talk?
The most direct path. But yeah, we can't hear you, Mikey, if you're talking.
Oh, he said BRB in the chat, in the Discord chat. I'm gonna go ahead and make the checks for the boys.
Yo.
These are meant to be flat. My bad. I know that's like anticlimactic as all hell. Let me click that button.
Hey, no, that's fine.
How long has it been so far?
Not a long rest, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, it hasn't been like a long rest yet? Oh.
Not at this point. By the time you get to where you're going, yes, but not at this point.
Let me bless up the boy Davos.
Wait, no, so it has not been a long rest at this point.
I know.
Okay. So you're blessing up Davos. I get that. Okay, so they are not going to. Yeah, because you can hit multiple people. Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
You could target one more.
Let's bless Softy boy.
Okay, so Soft gets bless. I'll go ahead and.
Who has your 7 in athletics?
Harry.
Softy boy.
So, Harry.
Softy boy. I think
6.
you should give guidance to Harry.
No, guidance.
Because he rolled a 10.
He doesn't have the action economy.
I was going to say, this time I'm using my action on bless, but guidance I'm pretty much always just give to Davos.
Yeah. I was just saying because this wouldn't apply for the skill checks that they were making.
I'll still roll the bless for this boy right here. Wait, no, bless doesn't even apply. Yeah. Bless is only going to be for saving throws and attack rolls, so it's not going to help.
Oh, it doesn't apply for like the vehicle checks and stuff.
No, these are like tool proficiency.
Their ability check.
I'll just do guidance then for Davos.
Okay, so Davos will be able to get an added +4. This is going to be a flat roll for Davos. Whichever way he chooses to go will be a DC 17 flat roll with guidance. I don't know if you're back yet, Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, whichever way you choose to go.
Let's go.
Holy shit. You going down or you going east?
Yeah, we're still following the coast.
Let's go. Love that. This is gonna be it's very swampy and murky at this point as you guys get to what seems to be the clearing. You're gonna need to at this point, because if you go too away from the coast, you would be very easily spottable. You're gonna be able to like kind of weave in between like some foliage and like some like isthmuses here, and keep pretty close. And you guys do see a lighthouse in the distance. And this is going to be the civilized part of the south half of Livneal. As you see, a lot of this is overgrown and nearly uninhabitable by most humans and humanoid types. There are tons of critters and creepy crawlies that inhabit the south half here, throughout the Nepa and like the jungles and things like that. But you start to see clearing out, and the swamp starts to like mellow, and it goes from like browns and like the stench of decay into like the smell of like wheat and like grass and like dried corn and things like that. You get like a piney vibe coming from the other half of the island as well. There's like a floral to the like note to the air. You still get a lot of the pungent swampy vibes, but like it's like now it's like clashing with something else. It's like after someone takes a mad shit and then sprays Febreze, you know, like you get both of them. They're still there, but like you know, it's within sight, l'école, which means that you can see it. They can also likely see you. From what Davos figures and knows about this place, they're probably looking more out towards the clockwise gyre, like the proper like current that's flowing out. They don't typically look in this direction. So the tighter you hug the coast right here, the less likely it will be for you all to go undetected. I'll say at this point, there have been no mishaps. There's been no collisions. There's been nothing bad that has happened. You are not going to have to like slow down or stop or like repair or do anything strenuous. And everybody will benefit from a long rest at this point. Moving forward, the waters are going to be a little bit choppy, and you're going to have to stay very close to the coast and be stealthy. Davos, you would know that it might be smarter for you to furl your sails and row from here on out. And to add into that, to add into that factoring, you're actually going to witness a cloud formation rolling in. You're not quite as versed with weather phenomenon as maybe the captain, your navigator, Scarlet, would be. But Dalt points to the sky and she's like, look at that. I've never seen that before. What's going on? Is that okay? And there is a light storm. There's no like thunderheads like approaching or anything like that, but there is a blanket of rain coming in from the east. Something that these nomads might not have seen in years, or potentially like some of them their whole life. Talking about Russ and Dalt. Samia hasn't seen rain in the deserts in a very, very, very long time, as she's heard that it happens from time to time, but it doesn't just blanket the entire north half. And as the nomads tend to travel, it seems like every single time rain hit an area, they were in a different area as long as she's been in the tribe. So she hasn't seen rain in like 20 something years. Dalt and Russ have never seen rain in their life. And Big Azra hasn't seen it in 20 some odd years as well, since before he would, join the nomad tribe. And he starts just kind of like shouting a little bit and like rejoicing. And he lays down flat on the deck and starts making little rain angels. It's not like a heavy storm. There's not a whole lot of wind coming in with it. It's not like thundery or anything like that. It's just a little bit heavier than a drizzle. And Dalt and Russ are like kind of freaking out a little bit at first. Russ still seems uncomfortable. Dalt starts to like actually dance around and shout. And again, she's just so amazed at the world right now that she starts crying. Can't really see it too much because of the rain. But like Davos, you know Dalt well enough at this point in time. You get what's going through like their minds. Russ is still a little bit freaked out because he's still like seasick, and like Samia is still having to treat him regularly for him to not be barfing every single second that you guys are on the water. He's definitely not a huge fan of the water coming down from the sky right now. But Dalt sees this as like something nothing short of like magic.
As I pass Russ, I go, tilt your head back to let the rain fall right on top of your face. See if that helps.
He's just like, this is my nightmare. This is the worst.
Davos will go up to Dalt next and be like, so, how are you enjoying all of the sights?
She's literally just like flower child straight up dancing in the rain right now. She just like, you just like casually just like straight nonplussed just walk over to her. She is so animated, like a straight up Disney princess right now. She grabs your hand and starts like flinging you around and brings you into her like whole ruckus. And she's just like, yo, this is a straight fairy tale right now. If this was like every day for you, how often does this happen? And she's just asking you, she's bombarding you with questions. She's like, is it safe to drink? Animals like this? Is this? And she's blown away right now.
Oh, it rains all the time. It kind of depends from week to week. Oh, it's sometimes safe to drink. Yeah, animals drink it all the time. There's this thing called acid rain, but it's kind of a bummer. I won't really get into that right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's rain.
There's like a record scratch, and she like stops in her place, and she's like, "You said acid rain? Where's that?" And she's like, I shouldn't be excited about that, right? And she's just so confused, but like she can't keep a smile from on her face right now. Russ is just like he just like makes like a little like makeshift like umbrella type of thing out of like his his like some spare cloth that he had, or like a sack, and he's just like, I'm going downstairs. This fucking sucks. Like Big Azra's just laid down flat on the deck of the ship. Just like just literally like straight prone, face up to the sky, just taking it all in. Samia is kind of doing a little bit of like, she's not as animated as Dalt, but she's just like, wow, this is so convenient. So like medicines must be so easy to make down here. This helps like the plants grow a lot, and like I wonder if the rain itself has medical properties. And she's just kind of like nerding out over it, and she's just like, how does that even work? She looks up at the cloud. She's like, I don't get it. Like, what's going on? Yeah, they're freaking out. Like, some of them in a good way, some of them not. Like, Russ just goes downstairs and he's just like, yeah, fuck that.
Baby Boom's chilling. Rain is just, another thing. It happens.
One thing that Bangdy Boom would definitely know is that there are battens and things like that you'd want to like. This isn't like heavy rain, so it's not like you have a worry that it's going to like flood the ship per se, but there is still like little tiny maintenance things like that you would want to do if there's like any kind of like rainfall outside of just like normal precipitation, like just like like the outside of a Coke bottle or something. Like if it's like any active rainfall, there's like little like wooden planks and like spars and things like that you put by the doorways just to make sure that like more water doesn't go and trickle its way through like the levels of the ship, promote rust to like the less treated areas, and like contribute to the bilge and stuff like that once it like makes its way down. So you just got like little tiny amounts of busy work here and there to do on the main deck. Dill maybe helps you with that a little bit. Softy Boy and Harry are furling the sails. They're tying them up and whatnot. What flag are you guys currently flying? You're just flying a white flag, right?
I would say I don't think we ever put the Scarlet Pirates flag up, so I think it's just a blank flag.
Yeah, it would be furled, so really only the color matters. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to see like any like Jolly Roger or like company logo or anything like that because it's going to be like tied up at this point.
I believe, yeah, white, yeah.
Crazy. So yeah, you guys have officially almost made it. You're like in the backyard of the front half, the south half of Livneal. There's obviously going to need to be somebody who kind of guides the ship up top, which is going to be Davos, as well as maybe like a lookout. But this is where most of the manpower is going to be needed as far as rowing. There are rowing mechanics that are on the Queen's Gambit stat block, not the character sheet, not ship storage, but on the stat block itself. There is a row action that can be taken, and the more people that do it, the better things go. So yeah, at this point, I think Lord Azrael is still passed out. He's just straight chilling. And and Ragnar is also like kind of just like passed out. They're just soaking in the rain as it kind of collects in the dinghy that they're sleeping on, just kind of side saddled on the hull of the ship, like on the broadside. This kind of like makes them sleep deeper because this dude has had such a crazy series of days, and the second he's well rested, he gets knocked right back down to 1 HP very shortly after. And while it like, you know, barely being recovered from exhaustion, and being like very bloodied and bruised and beaten up still and whatnot, ended up helping fight the gyro worm with you guys. I think it's safe to say he's had the roughest time in recent. So he is sleeping for like 12 straight hours. Like he's going beyond a long rest here. You know what I mean? So he's not going to be of any rowing assistance at the moment. But between the rest of you all, I think you're able to get a pretty decent speed, right?
Yeah, I would say I'll go help, bro.
Is Dill after this long rest?
Right?
I'm sorry, what was it?
I said it's an athletics, right?
Let me look on the Queen's Gambit.
Yes.
Yeah, so and it depends on how many people are doing it to determine like what the speed is gonna be. So Davos is gonna need to steer the ship, and then we're gonna have one individual probably also helping as far as lookout up in the crow's nest. Who would like to be that individual? I think Dalt would volunteer.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, so Dalt and Davos are above deck. She's in the crow's nest, and Davos is at the helm. I think that means that the rest of the individuals would, minus Lord Azrael, would be down under. So that is going to be Big Azrael, Dill, Russ, Bang D Boom, Harry, Softy Boy, the 3 Jin Project individuals, if you would like to get them involved, and Holly. That's 10.
Without Lord Azrael here, probably won't involve the Jin Project guys.
I mean, they'd be fine to, so that would be 7, but I mean, they're able to help, like if you need rowers, and one of them in particular is extremely strong. One of them seems to be like catatonic, and the other one seems to be like old and maybe playing frail. You guys remember when you fought him? He was kind of like a brick shit house, but he's just being like kind of pathetic, like about like life, right? Like ever since he got captured, like he's been through some shit. But one of them's like big swole and is trying to flex. So it's y'all's call, right?
Is he trying to fix?
Yeah, so if you're just getting like bonsai involved, you have 8 rowers currently, if my count is accurate.
I'll leave it up to Scarlet if she wants to involve the Gen project.
I didn't even count Scarlet.
Got it.
Holy shit, you have 9 rowers.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
You.
Do we use the Gen project guys to row? Basically, the more people that row, the better.
Are they necessary? Like, do we need them?
I mean, I guess without them, we have 8 people. With them, we would have, what, 12?
11.
11, sorry.
Let's hold off on using them now.
Okay.
If
So we have-
the time comes.
So we have 8 rowers as of right now. That is going to be... I'm going to need everybody to make DC 12 athletics.
Was this long rest enough for me to shave off a level of exhaustion?
Yes, it is.
Strong will.
Strong
My bad
will
on
is
the
for
guidance.
strong will is for saving throws.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You
well,
said
I
the
guess
DC was
I'll guide
12.
myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Guide
Ooh.
yourself, baby boom. All right.
You got it there. Okay, so then we have all of the crewmates also doing like this group skill check here. This is Harry. Not bad. I would say if somebody who is proficient does well enough, I will say that they can give Dill a little bit of help.
I'm
But
proficient, but I just barely roll a 12.
yeah,
so
it's
I'm
only
gonna
if somebody
tell
is
you, big dog.
proficient and does well enough.
Can I help him? Can I help him?
You're not proficient in athletics, Scarlet.
Oh, I rolled the acrobatics. I'm a dumb. sorry.
Oh no, this could be worse. So
Hold on. Athletics.
I honestly didn't even notice he said something.
ain't no way.
Oh damn. Doo-doo.
You got guidance?
No, I'm not going. The spell?
It's a cantrip.
Oh no, I'm not guidance.
Okay.
This is Samia. Can somebody keep track of what's above a 12 for me in the chat while I do all this?
Yeah. So that's 1. Does Davos? Well, I don't know what the +3 is from, but does that count?
No, that was a guidance.
no.
I'm sorry. That
doesn't.
was
I forgot to
blessed.
turn
I'm
that
sorry.
off.
Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3.
That was not meant to be advantage. That last one in chat, that's supposed to be flat, so that's a fail.
We have 3 above 12 right now.
Okay. Then I need to roll for Russ. This is a flat roll. Let me check that really quickly. And I'm saving the best for last, you guys. Oh my god, what the
Holy shit.
wild. So now we roll for, we've done Softy Boy, we've done Harry's, and we do Big Azra.
Come on, big dog. Come on, big dog.
Do you classify Harry's as rolling good enough? I think his is a 16.
Oh, yeah, if it's above 12, it's...
It'd have to be
Well, I mean-
five or above to grant somebody else advantage of the normal DC.
That's what I
Oh,
was trying to think.
that is hilarious.
Oh, that is
That-
tragic.
That is so fucking funny right now. I am actually losing my mind. It technically should pass, which is... I'm at a crossroads. Guys, gang,
Meets it, beats it.
crew.
Meets it, beats it. He beat the DC.
Rules as written.
Also-
critical failure
also,
is
it's a
only...
skill.
I know. That's what I'm saying right now. Rules as written. Critical failure is only on an attack roll. But I have honored in the course of all of my campaigns a critical success and a critical failure in all D20 tests, and I will continue to do so today. But we have one more individual who needs to roll.
And from what's on the sheet, there doesn't really seem to be too much penalty for rolling for
It's not. There's not a penalty to it. It's just about how
Yeah.
fast you're going and how long it takes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we already got an extra 5 feet off the 3 we got so far, so you know.
It's just that
Um,
thing.
One
We
more is not gonna
we
make
don't
it better
gain
or worse.
anything by us failing.
Well, I was gonna say one more is not gonna make it better or worse.
So Holly is going to actually use Fishman Karate.
It
and-
can make it where it can make it better, Pete.
It can,
No, it's
and
every
so
360.
Okay, but hold on. So
Holly,
Holly is going to use her Fishman Karate to make an arabesque, like off the back of the boat, like to try to propel it that way instead of rowing. And I'll say for every 1 point, is that crazy? For every 2 points above 12, she will be able to grant a reroll to a crew member.
Okay.
But you have to take the reroll. So the DC
Okay.
is 12. For every 2 above 12, she gets a +8 to this. Very slim chance of her not succeeding. We'll see how much benefit, if any, she is able to give you all. And then you will all decide who gets the rerolls. Cool. So that's a lot. I don't know what she's getting the +2 from right now. Hold on.
She's got
Uh,
-2.
Oh, it's -2.
That's
Okay.
4
Long
rerolls.
rest.
That's 4
It's
rerolls
actually
right there.
hold on. It's actually only a -1.
Yeah.
So
So
that's a
it's 20.
22.
Hey, it's
So
4
it's a
rerolls.
20, yes. So 4 rerolls. Russ rolled a 3. Who is the next lowest? Samia rolled
Myself
a
and
7.
Scarlet and Samia.
So I think Russ, Samia, Dill, and Scarlet all get rerolls.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Okay.
hold
You still
on.
got the tally of the success
Hold on.
here.
Yeah, right now we're.
I may have
We're,
failed to meet the DC, but I
But you
don't
didn't
know
crit
what.
fail.
Exactly. That's my thing is I don't know whether I want to slide mine to Big Azra or not.
Keep in mind, there's no
Nah, bro,
penalty.
it's
There's no actual penalty to like failing here, but the thing is
Yeah.
that Big Azra has the highest chance to succeed on a reroll.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
but I'd
he's
rather
got a
give him-
warrant.
Right, I'd rather give him Samia's chance than give him yours, to be honest.
okay. So Big Azra, Russ, Scarlet, and Dill.
Yeah.
Let's see them. Flat rolls.
God damn,
Hey,
Dill.
It's not a 7.
God damn, Balincc.
Okay,
All
so that's Big Ezra.
That's
And
a
then-
total of 4 successes.
And then we get Russ. Cool.
God,
What I will say is, Scarlet, you could use a luck point.
Man,
It's your call if you want to or not. I don't think it's gonna actually make you move any faster, but it could have if another
it
person
won't.
had succeeded.
Even if Scarlet gets it, we're at 5, not 6. So
Yeah, if one other person had also succeeded, then well, Holly counts as a success. Did you count her as well?
Oh, Holly counts as 1, then yeah, one more we'd be at 6.
Okay,
That's
one
it.
more
Yeah.
could get you guys a little bit more speed if you want to use a luck point. Scarlet, it's your call.
I might as well. Better try. Okay, man.
Let's go.
Let's
All
go.
right, cool.
Wow.
6 successes in the books. So you guys are going at, what is it, for every 3 successes? So you guys get +10 to your speed, and you have no current like prevalent wind direction going. So I'm just gonna say, you guys, it is gonna take you guys about an hour to get to like this cove right here. I don't know if you guys are gonna want to stay here. If you were wanting to cut straight across, that would take about an hour 20, hour 30-ish. If you're wanting to go to this cove,
I think going into the cove is a good move. I don't think we really want to dock at the main port. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah. And so at this point, anybody who wants to get a perception, you're still pretty far away. It would be a DC 17 to kind of scope the place from afar. Right now, the only notable feature is a few boats at port and the lighthouse. What's your passive? Is it a 17?
17.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Huge. Okay, so Scarlet just got it. Dill is also able to see a few of the notable features here. You notice that this is there's a little cover of tree, like tree line surrounding it, but it's very thin, and you can notice it's not like thick. It's not meant to be like defensive or anything like that. It's just decorative. It's a small town, like a settlement. Maybe it looks no bigger than population of, I don't know, maybe like a couple hundred tops. Not huge. But there is a large bell tower with like a clock on it, and there is a large watchtower that seems to have it's like a battlement type of deal. It's got like the castle wall, kind of like, you know what I mean, like a where there's like standing atop of it, there's like battle positions. Does not seem to have lights on at the moment. There is a lighthouse, but it's like just it's just to the point of like sundown. And as you're looking, Scarlet and Dill, the light kicks off and it is beaming straight out towards, on the map where it says Live Neil here on the compass rose. It's not looking even remotely in y'all's direction. It's a very bright cutting beam of light that is just like shining out into the sea, the open sea. And you guys notice that beyond here, there's rolling hills and a large wall in the distance. Davos would know that is the capital, which is encased in like a large wall. It can be seen from almost all of the south half, depending on your vantage point. And there's also like a large cut up peninsula, like beyond even the capital, and you can see a like what looks to be like a fort on top of that. So you're able to see kind of this area, most notable feature being the lighthouse, as well as a watchtower and a bell tower. Then you're able to see kind of beyond that, there's a wall surrounding this area. And then you're able to see up above all of that, lifted, you know, kind of hoisted up into the sky on top of this cliff top near the jutting peninsula. There's like a fort right here that's clearly a military presence with a lighthouse beyond that. There's like rolling hills and fields of like grain and wheat all right here. You guys can't see all the way through to the other half of the island, but you can see like fields and things here, and then a swamp up here. So that's kind of the lay of the land, and you guys were wanting to continue to hug the coast. It's going to take you a little bit of time, but you know, no inconveniences. Everybody seems to be well rested, and you guys are going to enter into this cove area. Very shallow water. You can see the seabed fairly active with a good amount of algae and seaweed. You're actually also able to see some coral, but not like full reefage or anything like that. But that's not something that you were able to see over by the Coldwater Cove and the King's Coast, or over by the Tourbillon or anything like that. It was mostly just seaweed, like anchoring seaweed. So different kind of like seabed structure here. The continental shelf, Davos would know, extends pretty far out from where you guys are at right now. So it's fairly shallow waters for most of what the eye can see. Once you get further out, like towards where this compass rose is and stuff like that, you get to like deeper waters, but it isn't like it's still kind of on the continental shelf. It doesn't get like as deep as like the bottom of the tourbillon, like the actual bottom, so you go much further off this map. So you guys are just nestled inside this little safe haven. You find a little cliffage that you're able to kind of like park the boat under, and you guys have a few dinghies that you could sail if you wanted to take like a water approach, or you could try to climb some cliffs and take like a more of like a by foot approach. We will figure that out and hit like Cole and the proper south half of Livneal next time. And again, I don't have a cliffhanger for you all here, except the fact that you guys are literally underneath a cliff, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
we're literally hanging on a cliff. So
you're hanging underneath a cliff.
Cliff
So-
hung. Cliff hung.
hanging out.
Oh my goodness. So that is going to be the end of tonight's session, right on time. And if you guys wanted to, say anything, bring anything up to the people, let them know what you got going on. If you have anything you need to plug or just gab about, the session, go for it real quick.
God. I got a gab about Group 14, you guys. If
Let's
you
go.
guys don't know what that is Mikey's men. And who better to tell you about Mikey's men than Mikey himself?
Hey, good looking out. I love you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, Group 14, Mikey's men, my men. I love that group. They are really coming together. I mean, I said it at the beginning of our last session, session 3. I always had a good feeling about episode 3s. Usually that is a pretty strong episode, and I don't want to say anything. You guys have to go watch the VOD. I mean, it was a strong episode throughout, but once you see where they left it off, you will see like a very interesting crew dynamic. I think I have full faith in the newly dubbed Scarlet Pirates. I'll go ahead and start name dropping them here now that it is official in the sessions. Check us out on Thursdays at 3 p.m. guys. We are off this week, not meeting, but we will be back. I forget what it is off the top of my head, actually. The 27th? Yeah, the 27th, of course. We'll be meeting again the 27th at 3 p.m. EST on Straw Hat Lucas's channel. Link is in the description, so come check us out. Plenty of time to catch up on the first 3 VODs. It's a lot of fun. We got a lot of great players, and they're establishing a great crew dynamic. I'm excited to see come together further. Maybe one day they will be as great as the Scarlet Pirates. Who knows? Who knows? Tonight was a great session. I'll stop rambling here. Thank you, Vex. As always, much love to everybody for 100 hours tonight. This was such a fun celebratory session.
You
Peace
don't
out,
want to,
folks.
you don't want to be careful saying any crew can, reach the heights of the Scarlet Pirates. I know them; they're pretty wild. They might try to box the Soccer Pirates, but no, goated, absolutely goated, huge. And then I'm so excited. We spent a lot of time on the north half and just on Livneal in general. It's an island I put a lot of work into, and I'm glad that you guys could literally have just sailed away at any point in time, but you guys got invested, and we figured out that there's a lot that we covered in the top half, like in the north half. Clearly still mysteries there left to be discovered. If you ever want to like see that again, there's an entire desert, 2 deserts that you guys didn't necessarily go to, and some other intrigue and things going on there. But like, this is where it's going to be a lot less wilderness and survival as far as like the exploration goes, and a lot more social and things like that. So this is what I've been waiting for a really long time, as well as some other individuals who are in the know, like the Dreadnought Pirates and some other individuals in the chat right now. This is huge. I'm so excited. Dill, shut your mouth. I'm hype. I have a whole lot planned, and I'm glad you guys are like invested in it. And yeah, like this is huge. This is where obviously a lot of the history is gonna be more like it's gonna be a completely different vibe from the north half. These were initially two completely separate islands entirely in the first place, and I've worked really hard to try to make sure that it feels that way. So cannot wait for next week. Stay tuned as well for a community post on when we'll be doing a cover story and world economic news recap stream, where we just kind of go over some of the tertiary canon bits that have been established at the end of streams, because I know not everybody sticks around for this long. To those of you who did, thank you so much. And as a little treat for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and read the next cover story. Exterior. The deck of a well-maintained merchant ship in the brisk winds of the north. A gangplank extends over the side of a neighboring ship that has cannons loaded and aimed to devastate the broadside of the merchant's vessels. As black flags flapped in the breeze overhead, one man stood with a blade extended to the neck of a familiar hairy salesman. Don't try to make a move. We only ask for your food and your berries. Not any trouble, old man. If you try to fight, we have no qualms taking your life. Straight out of page 1 of the pirate handbook, I see, but you know these waters, you'd know that we're sailing away from Port Scarletta. We got nothing much to eat ourselves. We just traded it all. Traded? So you're actually trying to tell me you don't have any berries either? Is that it? And what the hell is Port Scarletta? These aren't safe waters to carry large amounts of berries on. Obviously, you know. And we like to travel light, but I can show you what we traded for if you like. Enough. You must have a crew of at least 50 men here. And you don't look like much of the starving type yourself. I know you've got food on board. I can smell it. Fork it all over, or we'll sink both of your ships. Now. The familiar merchant held his hands over his head, slowly moving towards a chest, not turning his back to the boarding pirates. Look, this is the most valuable thing on board, I assure you. Because my precious baby boy Harry has already boarded your ship. The merchant pulls a glass warhammer out of the chest with great speed and wallops the surprised man on board, sending him flying off into the water. As his teeth sprayed into the sea breeze, nets arose from out of the water surrounding the pirate ship as 24 of the merchant's crew volley arrows upwards, giving rise to the nets and shredding the pirates Jolly Roger and the sails. A slender young boy wielding a glass cutlass surprises the pirates aiming their cannons with a glass blade to their backs. Looks like we'll be adding a third ship for you to inherit, my boy. To be continued.